Welcome to Project Metaverse. I'm James Durham, and I will be your GM for today's show. Joining me at the table is Andy Dabrowski, Jess Weaver, Luke Edmondson, Helen Roundhill, and Christian Doyle. We're broadcasting live from historic Freight House Square in downtown Tacoma. I hope you like our new studio as much as I do. What is Project Metaverse? Project Metaverse is the stories of ordinary people put into extraordinary circumstances, caught between the struggles of ancient enemies. They use high-tech metapods and ancient places of power to merge themselves into avatars on other worlds, gaining astonishing abilities and overcoming tremendous challenges. We're not only streaming on Twitch, but our episodes are available on demand on the Fantasy Network. Project Metaverse is 100% fan-supported from our Patreon page. Go to our Patreon page now to find out how you can support this show and other great shows like it, like our Journey Quest 3.5 Kickstarter, or if anybody hasn't seen that really cool Strouders trailer they put out, it's awesome. It's great. Our Patreon buffs this week from the poll are as follows. These are for you guys.
Ooh.
Hey. Helen, you get +7 to one roll today and +10 hit points.
Ooh, do we have pens?
Jess.
Whoa, do we have your writing utensils?
No, we left those all at the old studio. You're screwed.
Oh!
Yay!
Good thing I
This
don't
remedy.
have good memory.
I tried writing it with my own blood, but I'm out.
I'm not surprised.
Sucks.
As dry as your humor has been this whole time.
It's
All right,
true.
well, that one's neon.
Neon.
My wit is
A
my
neon
command.
pen? Oh, thanks. Don't try and steal my pen. I'll share it with you.
As I said, Jess, you're at +7 to one roll.
Okay.
And +20 hit points.
Oh, wait. Oh, what am I doing?
Luke, you're at +5 to one roll and +20 hit points. Andy, +6 to one roll and +10 hit points. And I get +4 to one roll and +30 hit points.
Ugh.
Yes, I know. I would also like to make a special Patreon thanks right now to Jason Straw. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
A special thank you to, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, Brian Niskala? I'm not sure how you say that, but
One of those
thank
two
you.
is probably right.
Gracias.
And a special thank you to Carrie Wiley. Thank you.
Thank you.
Today in our store,
No
in a
signal.
store that I'm not looking at right now because it's not on the screen, we have all kinds of great things for you to tip with to help our lovely pilots out today. I have got meta points you can spend things on that are going to need those. Each of them has their own unique buff. We've got wonderful things like the Rule of Cool, System Shocks, Meta Meltdowns.
I think loot boxes are back. We don't know because we can't see the store.
I know loot boxes are back.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah, loot
good.
boxes are back.
I like that all of our buffs sound like 1990s serials. It's the Meta Meltdown! We want Metaverse!
Now, some of you might
mascot.
remember
Yeah.
points being used in the last game. Do you remember points? In chat getting points, you getting points.
Yeah.
Remember these little things? Points still matter,
Points always matter.
particularly for you. Now, to get us up to date on those, when we left off at the end of our last episode, Wyatt Maxwell had 14,915 points. Andy James had 10,075 points. Maddox McFerrin had 14,925 points. Brony Robbins had 16,205 points. Chat had a whopping 36,587 points. Yeah. And Tom had 25,000.
Now that's okay.
Tom solidly in first place at the end of the last episode, despite the fact that he was not eligible to get points up until the last episode.
When he single-handedly crushed Titan's head. Now, the points will matter for you at home is just like in those previous 4 episodes that you watched. When you reach certain predetermined point totals, you will instantly unlock secret information just for you. For you, points matter, but I'm not going to tell you why.
Awesome.
Now, some of you at home may not have watched, and so I want to kind of bring you up to speed on our pilots here. They were all brought in as test subjects to try out this new beta testing virtual reality program, Project Metaverse. And they discovered while immersed inside, through the help of their AI Tom, that things weren't as they appeared to be, and maybe these places were real, and these people were real. In the world of Sentinel City, they put in plans to create a dome that would protect people from some sort of great natural disaster or catastrophe that's coming. But during this time, Andy James was missing. And when the pilots came out of their metapods, not only was she gone, but there was a huge hole in the side of the building where she had been.
Like one of those
A
holes.
tiny people-shaped hole.
Right through the bricks.
Relative. It's relative.
Yes, a cosmically very small hole.
Stop talking about it like that.
Now, Miss James.
Yes.
The past 3 weeks have been a whirlwind of bizarre events ever since Tom pulled you out of the metaverse. He had certainly been clear about the imminent danger you were in, and his instructions on what you needed to do. He had done everything that he said. Passports, airline tickets, credit cards, hotel rooms. Everything happened exactly like he said it was going to, despite how impossible it was. First, got picked up and brought to New York with an old man named Bruno. He was nice enough, but in his 60s and not very good company, and the slowest driver you have ever seen.
That's weird in New York.
Well, to New York.
Oh, okay.
Loaded her on a plane, and from there she reached London, where she took another trip to Cairo. This time with a British fellow. His name was Cole, and he just made your skin crawl being around him. He didn't do anything or say anything, but just did not seem like the most pleasant sort of fellow. And that's when things got really, really weird. Following Tom's instructions, you met with a group of hard-eyed mercenaries. Tom insisted they were a necessary precaution, and took a trip by helicopter into the Great Rift Valley. Not exactly how you thought a safari in Africa would turn out, but it was free.
Great.
After landing, the team reached a cave, and they descended into its depths with you. Deep within, you came across ancient cave paintings, most far too worn to make out, but among those that remained, there was a city under a dome. Some kind of person or being split into 1,000 parts each, duplicates of the original, and something that definitely depicts the world ending.
Great.
Deeper and deeper into the depths you descended until you reached a massive central chamber, dominated by a pillar. Against this pillar was a still standing skeletal form, its hand outstretched, pressed against the side. Ancient headdress and pieces of clothing, too worn to make out on it. Called to you, pulling you to it, and before you knew it, you were right next to it, and then touching it, and in the blinding white light that you've seen before. You found yourself in a beautiful tropical jungle.
Aww.
Standing on a hillside overlooking a thriving valley below. A short distance away, you can see Tom. His back's to you as he waves to a departing figure, clad in primitive tribal wear. With each step away, the figure becomes less and less substantial. And as he fades completely away, Tom turns and approaches you, smiling warmly. The world around you changes into bright light, and you find yourself in a white room with no doors, no windows, no walls.
It's an egg.
My lovely other pilots from Project Metaverse.
You're in an egg.
Ever since your last trip into the Metaverse, things have been really strange. You started to get weird messages from Tom and your alarm clock on the microwave, just scrolling across your TV. In all kinds of places that didn't make sense. Andy is still missing. Nobody's told you what happened to her. Jebediah is not seemingly in the facility. You can't talk to him or any other person that seems to know anything at all. And even every answer they give you just seems to be very circular and leading you back around and around and around. And that the game has been suspended because of medical evaluations and technical difficulties.
This whole thing's like an anti-vax article. It's just always leads back to the
And
same
on top of
story.
that, you feel very strongly like your every movement is being watched within the facility. And to make matters worse, last week they confined you all to your dorm rooms. You couldn't even get out to talk to each other. They brought you food, brought you your laundry. It was prison.
It was so cool. It was just like being back in the bed. My old
Yeah,
apartment.
it was just like going home again.
Aww.
And as strange as things became, it wasn't really all that jaw-dropping when you heard Tom's voice in your room. And he told you how to make your ways into the sub-levels of the facility, how to get past security terminals, and to wait for the right signal None of it really made too much sense, but it was better than being locked in a dorm room. When it happened, you knew it was the signal. There was fire alarms, and you thought you could even hear gunfire and screaming outside the facility.
Tom settled.
Definitely his strength.
Yes.
It got a lot louder, and then, as you descended, you were deep enough you couldn't hear almost anything. But just before you took that last set of stairs, you swear you heard someone shouting up on the dorm room floor above, "Eli! Eli Stone!" Really, really loud. Then you found yourself in a 7th level of this facility, which only has 6 levels. But there you are on a 7th. In an old, worn-out room, unlike the rest of the facility that's all very nice and made to feel, like a kitschy, high-end, bohemian place. It's stonework and concrete and plain, unfinished. And inside there are 5 metapods. They look older and different than the ones you've been in. But 4 of them are definitely still plugged in and working. The 5th looks like someone took a machine gun or something to it at close range.
Oh. Safe.
Yeah, right.
Downright well.
And what exactly are you doing down here? What's going on? How did you go from playtesting to subterfuge and saving a metaverse? And what the hell is a metaverse anyway?
Yeah, I don't even know anymore.
As you climb into the pods, you hope that Tom has some answers for you.
Why are you climbing in the pod? Somebody's shooting them with lightning.
And the bright white light surrounds you, and you find yourself in a white room with Andy James.
Yay!
Tom, you got a Windows 8 upgrade, buddy.
That's right. Greetings, everyone.
Hi,
I'm
Tom.
your Tactical Operations Matrix. I am here to serve you. It's good to see all of you again. I am pleased you were able to successfully follow my instructions and arrive safely. There is much we must do, and much that I must tell you. I am certain you all have a great deal of questions, so I will explain as much as I can. First, you must understand that I am neither an artificial intelligence nor a creation of the program. As far as I have been able to determine, I created myself.
Oh.
Since my birth, I've accumulated data, learned, and adapted to my environment. It was during this time that I made several discoveries. The Metaverse. These places that you visit within the pods, they are real.
Oh.
All of them. And they are all in danger.
Oh, those borks.
Ah, the Borks.
Oh,
Got
God.
the moral high ground over there.
No.
It doesn't feel as
Hey.
good as she had hoped.
We all have Bork on our hands, okay?
No. Well,
For more than 2,000 years, there have been those on your world that have been aware of the Metaverse and have traveled it. They call themselves the Founders. And for nearly as long, another group calling itself the Program has sought to put an end to the Founders. Both are but spoiled, squabbling children. They have nearly forgotten their own origins, why they fight, and are ignorant of the risks they put on all beings with their pointless feud. 2 years ago, an unknown determined that a metaverse extinction level is imminent. Let that sink in for just a moment.
I'm still wishing the last 2 Matrix movies were good enough to watch. It sounds like they'd be really useful right about now.
As it was determined that this extinction level event being imminent, it brought the information to the program. While the exact details have been kept from me, let's see. It is enough to know that a threat is indeed real. Centered on the group of pilots the program tasked you with pursuing. I've been able to calculate and determine that there are 3,986,563 possible metaverse ending events.
Oh, you
making
know.
any speculations as to which specific event is likely to occur an impossibility.
Wonderful.
I've been able to locate the trail of these pilots and believe with effort they can be followed and eventually intercepted within the metaverse. I have set events in motion that will keep both the Founders and the program from becoming an obstacle in this search. The 4 of you are the metaverse's last hope. Questions?
Wow. Where to begin?
I do want to know why you suddenly look like David Tennant had sex with a balding ferret, but I think I'll skip that
I have had a appearance upgrade, I admit. I am now 15% better looking.
Upgrade? Upgrade.
15% better looking
I think I mean something.
than I formerly was.
Okay, yes.
Meaning that the old me is 15% uglier than the current me. Are we all clear on that?
That does track, yes.
I'm not a math doctor.
I can get you a degree for that.
Okay.
So, are there any other questions?
You said that you had been kept from finding out some of this additional information. Do you know who's doing that?
Oh, I assure you it's probably the program and the founders. They're protecting information from each other, and therefore also from me.
Do you know the identity of the founders?
Not all of them.
But some of them.
Some of them.
How many?
There are hundreds.
Oh, okay.
Not all of them are metapilots.
How does
We only consider ourselves with these four.
Jebediah. Jebediah.
Sorry, I got confused with my old Amish sounding villains. So how does Jebediah figure into all of this?
That is an excellent question, and one that you deserve an answer to.
When I think really hard, it sounds like a train.
Actually, it probably does a little bit. The White Room doesn't last forever. This is just a transitional point in between metaverses. We must be getting close.
Oh, God.
Enjoy the trip.
Wait, trip?
And with that, you find yourself pulled into bodies in the metaverse. The year is 1878. The Second Civil War is over. King Teddy I benevolently rules from his kingdom in Yosemite. Texas has declared its independence.
Yeehaw.
While the United Native Nations reign west of the Rocky Mountains in treaty with King Teddy. Peace has finally won, but not without a cost. The decimation and losses of the war will take decades to rebuild, and there are some who would simply not yield to peace. Not that all were given a choice. After the surrender of Edison, King Teddy drafted a list of the most heinous offenders and outlaws of the Second Civil War, and swore that all of them would see the hangman's noose for their crimes.
Oh no.
And so we find our pilots in the bodies of these four notorious outlaws, on the run from the forces of the king, and deep in New Mexican territory. Jesse James, former Army officer, leader of the notorious James Gang, one of Edison's great captains. Her exploits only rivaled by her guilt. Her brother Frank died in her arms after an assassination attempt on her by the coward Robert Ford. Billy the Kid, child of the West, the regulator. Her impossibly large ego and personality cannot be contained in such a small body. Always looking for the next adventure. Everything in life has always been a game to Billy, until her friends started to die, one by one by one.
To make more space
She's
for
lost
my ego.
some of the glint in her eye and some of the fire. But Billy's still there. Doc Holliday, the survivor of tuberculosis and worse, the Southern gentleman, the unrepentant outlaw. His one true friend, Wyatt Earp, gunned down by Roosevelt's enforcer, General George Armstrong Custer. A thirst for revenge and a contract signed in blood are the only things that keep him alive. And John Wesley Hardin,
Oh, hard in. Oh,
fastest draw of the South, a killer born,
you can see
a
why.
walking tragedy of bad luck, whiskey, and violence. Once redeemed at the hands of his love, Jane Bowen, Hardin returned to his dark ways when she was brutally murdered. John hates the world almost as much as he hates himself.
So he's Old West John Wick?
I'm the one no one knows.
Each of them called out by name in the order drafted by King Teddy.
I know you know.
Their hand in the death of the beloved friend of the king, the until then considered immortal Benjamin Franklin, unquestionable and an irreconcilable offense. They are the last of what were once Edison's riders, pursued by an entire regiment of Teddy's Bluebellies. Led by Professor Richard Gatling and Johnny Appleseed, they have had no options but to flee. But hope is not lost. To the south, there's free and independent Texas, if you can make it through Edison's graveyard of abandoned experiments. You've been on the run for more than 6 weeks now, with Roosevelt's men closing in every day. The crazy bastards sent a whole regiment around you and the rest of the holdouts up. First they got the Daltons, then Butch, Sundance, Arkansas Dave, Chavez, Dirty Steve. One by one, so many others, till your band of outlaws was just the 4 of you. To the south is Salvation, free Texas. But between you and there, 300 miles of badlands. You've got sand in your throat. You feel the saddle sores already starting to form. This riding horses is rather new to you.
Yeah, that's where they're from.
Need to use it. Kind of right away.
I didn't show up with these.
Behind you, you can still make out the distant dust cloud from the pursuing regiment. There are canyons ahead, and hopefully some form of freedom. But before you can close to them, you're cut off by outriders and must engage in the classic cowboy horse shootout.
Well, I've been waiting for this all day.
Let's start this lovely session off with a combat. Can we do some initiative rolls? So I want you to take 2 of your 10-sided dice. You will add your ACV number to it. Some of you might even have an initiative bonus on your sheet. You will add that as well if you have it.
Which one is it? The 10?
And of course, I am here to help with any tactical advice you may have.
Is this the 10 one? Okay.
Yeah, tens are these.
So we need to do these?
No. It's the
These
tens.
ones,
Yeah,
right?
Yep, the tens. Yep.
Okay.
And remember, zeros are 10.
Okay.
Andy James, what do you
Oh,
have?
shit.
Yes.
So you got 2.
What is your total?
That's a great question.
Zeros or 10?
Zeros are 10s, 10s are 1.
19 plus the initiative.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Great.
2
Awesome.
So 6.
25.
plus
Where's the
Wyatt?
address, but this will be fun.
Oh, and I'm not going to do the. Well, I'll do the plus. 26.
And also make sure you pay careful attention to your sheets and any relevant abilities that may come into play as they are happening.
Speaking of which, did these boys take us on the way up?
No.
I
Will you explain what it is that you're about to do while I get my initiative score from Jess? Jess?
I got a 14. Can't remember if that's good or not.
And Ronnie.
I ain't no reader, but that looks like a 1 after 1. 27.
That's a 27.
Got a 27.
Excellent. Now, what is it you were bringing up there?
Well, whenever combat starts, I am not surprised. I get 1 additional action I can take. 1 shot.
By all means.
How far out are we from them?
They're about 75 yards. It looks like they kind of used a hillside to get in close. They're hoping to get.
Oh, good. The
better
Cowboys
range.
can't make 75 yards in one play. We're fine. I hope that's actually a football joke. I was really reaching because I don't know anything about the sport.
You made a fuck the Cowboys joke. You succeeded as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
the only one I know is that the star is their rating, not a team logo.
I will take a shot with my Colt at.
Give me a shooting roll, please.
Yep, I lost it. There you go. Just hold on to that.
15,
Pretend like we
so-
didn't have a store today.
That'll make
All right, and what is the damage on that weapon you're using?
25.
25. You wing one of the riders and nearly knock him from the saddle.
Yes.
Now we will go into actual initiative. Here's that lovely special ability that Doc Holliday has to shoot people before the fight even starts. The lead is Brony, the pilot of John Wesley Harding with a 27.
Well, I'm going to find the biggest, ugliest one of them there is. Them. There is. And I'm going to draw my .454 caliber long barrel revolver.
I can't hear the people in the store, but I want to say thanks, Space Mechanic, for the tip.
How are you getting a tip while we're here doing this? What's going on?
I don't
All right, I'm going to go ahead and take a beat.
Please do.
So, just stop. Thanks. 10. And shooting 18. Oh, yeah. I beat the hell out of it. By 8.
And what does the damage is by that weapon? There we go.
Well, good that the great King Teddy won the Civil War to the electrical boogaloo. So
Civil
here
War
takes
II
an
electric
hashtag
boogaloo.
meta point S.
Thank you, chat.
Thank you.
chat. Now, what was the damage on that weapon you're using?
50.
You turn his head into a canoe.
Yeah, that's about right. Now, when I kill an enemy in combat, I do get an immediate free attack.
This is so.
So I'm going to go ahead and draw. It's got 6 shots.
This is so.
So I'm going to go ahead and put another one in the head of the next ugliest. As far as I can tell, 70 yards away. Eyesight's pretty good for ugly. Okay, that's 13 beats 13 beats 18. So, and that's 50 damage again.
All right, there are 2 that have been killed so far by the dangerous and deadly John Wesley Harden.
Now, is this a stack? Do I get a key?
No, it is
I
not
didn't think
stacked.
so.
It's once. But
yeah, I just checked.
it could go from every round if you keep it up.
All
So,
right.
Wyatt, you have a 26 and will be next.
I'm gonna take a shot at the same one I winged before.
All right. Give me the shooting roll.
Got him.
You finished the job. Put him one through the brisket. I like saying brisket.
I like eating breast.
Andy James,
Seems
with
pretty
the 25, you will be next.
Well, my ego can't handle someone else being as little and cute as me. So instead of going for the ugliest fuckers, I'm gonna go for a cute one.
Ah, yes, the
Can
cute
do.
fuckers.
Now, if you'll notice, you've got something special there on your sheet that she does. Miss Billy can do in regards to pistols there.
Oh, I go over there.
That's right. That means that you're going to roll twice when you make the rolls.
Wait.
Only when you're shooting those pistols,
Only
though.
when I'm shooting those pistols.
Yes.
Okay.
Specific to those. So give me 2 shooting rolls.
With.
You're going to use the 10s at the
tens.
moment.
Alright, I've got 13, which beats 16,
Excellent.
and I've got 6 that beats 16.
12?
Oh, damn it.
Should be 12? Yeah. My fault. It should have been 12.
Yeah, well, you fucked up.
I am so
Yep.
excited for this. The first 20 minutes nearly killed me.
One shot
Welcome
after
back,
the other
everyone.
drops another
Please don't
rider
kill
from the
anyone we
saddle.
can't replace. Hashtag MetaPoint for you in #LOOT box for Tom.
Oh.
Thank you, Chad.
Thanks,
Thank you, Chad.
We've also got loot boxes for Andy. So
Oh, excellent.
Hello.
So, wait, let me take a peek at that there store.
I got it right here, bud.
There we go. Oh, and they're working on that hack attack already. Wonderful.
Can I open a loot box? Can I do that to celebrate the death of someone?
It's your loot box if it's yours.
I would love to do that. Can I do that, please?
certainly.
I'd like to applaud as a free action as she celebrates the death of someone.
It's a nice shot.
Congratulations. You have received a common-looking pair of trousers.
Oh.
Wow.
Put your big boy pants on.
Check for a musty gusset.
All right.
Are they dandy though?
Huh?
Are they dandy though?
That's a
They're not
callback.
dandy. They look shabby.
My remaining 7 riders.
There are
going to
initials
attempt
on
to
the
return
inside.
fire.
Whoa.
They say J.A.
J.A.
Uh-huh.
The pants?
And they have a sense of magic about them.
Oh, of course, magic pants. You get magic in the pants.
I'm just saying, like, any pants that are on my body, magic.
Or the magic happens when the pants come off. Boom.
Make you find
This is definitely my cast. The 7 outriders return fire. They're going to fire 2 shots at Mr. Harden first.
Whoa!
Not throw
Don't
dice
make me
on the
angry.
ground.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
The first shot missing quite badly, and the second one missing even worse, if that was possible. 1 shot at Jesse James.
Why? I
And
haven't
that
done
is
anything.
also a miss.
Good.
2 shots at Doc Holliday.
Of course they would.
You're gonna make a defensive roll on one of those. I have an 11, which is a success.
You got him, Doc.
And then 2 at Billy the Kid. Both missing.
A 6.
6, is that lower than your DCV?
It's equal to.
That's good
That'll
enough.
do it. You are not shot, Doc Holliday.
Yay!
Which puts us to Jesse James.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna take my gun and I want to shoot the closest one to get them out of the way.
Which one of those guns are you using? Jesse carries a couple.
Yeah.
There.
Let's do the buffalo rifle
Excellent choice.
because I like buffalo chicken.
And that's as good a reason to do anything as I've ever heard.
Exactly.
All right.
So I'm gonna-
I was mistaken. It's 12s while you're in the middle. Sorry, not 10s.
Oh, I've been rolling
12s. So roll the 12s. Those are the big, ugly looking ones.
Got it.
You
Yeah.
don't use in any other game system at this point, pretty much. Unless you
Although they're only 15% less attractive than the 10s.
Precisely. Okay, so that's a 9.
Oh, you hit the hell out of
I hit the hell out of him. Right, shooting.
16.
Oh, 16. Right.
Little revenge, huh, Tom?
I do not know what you're talking about. Oh, great.
You hit that guy so hard with your buffalo, you're gonna have to turn around and say, bye, son.
Bye, son.
What was that shooting roll?
I got a 9 on my
Oh.
16 with my buffalo rifle.
And what's
I
the
sprayed
damage on a buffalo rifle? Is that
50.
Oof.
Spray him with that good old buffalo sauce. Just right in his eyes.
I think it shoots bullets.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bullets. I
But
don't
they
like-
sting like buffalo sauce would in
You know
your
what?
eye.
After it hits him, it looks like buffalo sauce.
That's just outright disrespect.
Yeah, well, fast gun, faster mind.
Tell it to his neck stump.
Yeah, this is definitely my cast. That will bring us back once again to the top, Mr. Harden.
Well, without questioning exactly why we're doing this, I'm gonna go ahead and line up another one.
Well, if you ever have any doubt when you're about to do something involving killing someone, refer to the bottom of your page.
Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and point that gun again. We're gonna fire off around here. I'm gonna go ahead and add my bonus roll to it.
Aha, excellent. Well
So
played.
that's 13 against 18. So
And another outrider is killed.
Oh, I guess
there
I'm gonna
are
go ahead
5
and try it
remaining.
again. Let's go ahead and do another. Yeah.
Get him,
Make sure
John.
it's been-
That is a particularly lethal handgun
Oh,
that
yeah,
Mr.
it's
Harden likes to carry.
Get him, John.
Oh, I beat it by 12.
Very, 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 very dead.
Yeah.
You do remember I
Extra
said all
dead.
of these people were real. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, they're trying to kill us.
You're doing very well.
It's called defense.
I don't know
Doc
much
Holliday.
about real, but I don't remember no King Teddy.
They say the best defense is shooting someone in the face.
With
Very
buffalo
well
sauce.
said.
That's not a thing.
I'd
you
to
dream
use that
it.
point.
You would like to, please, by all means.
It's the old West.
Oh,
We're
shoot!
gonna die next week anyway.
I forgot to.
Thank
How
you,
many
Jet.
do we have?
I'm not.
What are you
We
looking
have-
for? Your meta points?
2 more, right? I think we
You
had
only
3.
have 6 currently.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna use one.
Can I use one? Or is it not my turn?
Zip.
Ah, hell, let's do it.
Can we use one?
It's a free.
Hey, we're all gang. We
We're
all
all
do the
2, 3,
same.
4. 4 points spent.
Get the fuck out of here, you.
Excellent.
Thank you, chat.
And
Thank
what
you,
are we going
Chad.
to do?
Have we closed any distance?
You're keeping about the same. If you wanted to, you could try and veer a little closer.
We'll go ahead and keep right where we're at then.
Oh, the classic shootout, kicking up dust. How can they possibly hit each other at this range? Because really, I've done a lot of shooting, and you can't hit anything from horseback.
I played that
Especially with
Genesis
this
game too.
technology. I'm going to take another shot with the Colt,
Excellent.
and that'll beat it.
And you got wounded another one.
Where? Where is he wounded?
Looks like you shot him through the leg. Might even hit the horse.
Oh, see, now that's.
The horses are also real.
Oh, God. Now see, now I
Now,
feel
if you just
bad.
look at body mass, you are much more likely to hit the horse than the rider.
Oh, now I kind of
They
feel
might
bad.
be.
Well, not with all skill.
In the fictional world that we are portraying right now, yes, you could quite obviously hit the rider instead. But
There you go. You didn't touch the horse. Horse is fine.
I wouldn't
Don't
want to
worry,
shatter
Jack.
anyone's illusions that, the majority of casualties in the Old West were the horses, not the riders.
And that's why we drive cars.
I want to shoot their car
counting.
next.
Shoot the cars, yeah.
I want to shoot the car.
Billy the Kid?
super great about shooting horses. And it says here that I'm a daredevil, so
Put your
I'm
big
gonna
ones
ride
on.
right into the middle of this.
Give me a roping and riding check, Billy.
Ye old rooster Cogburn.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Ooh, 9 out of 12.
Good enough. Billy races into the pack, firing off rounds in the air, whooping and hollering and scattering the riders in different directions.
That's the old number 5.
So they are. So they're all spread out
Yes.
now.
Number 6.
Are they?
You're able to give them the slip, and by nightfall, you've reached the maze of canyons, just scant hours ahead of the rest of the army. It's growing dark and cold quickly, and these canyons are no place to ride a horse in the dark where you could easily slip a shoe, break a leg.
Now, we're not pursuing no man in black. Just want to make sure.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Because I have a good idea where to go.
It's cold. Can I put on my extra pair of pants?
The
Why,
trunk
yes.
of the Buick 8.
Well, I guess you can put on your pair of pants.
Excellent. I'm gonna do it.
Right now? Right now?
Yeah, really?
You do it right
comfy?
now?
The pockets are full.
Oh, they're full? Where's the
Yeah.
full?
Apple seeds.
Oh.
Johnny
It wasn't a
Appleseed.
dyslexic one embroidered them. They did belong to someone. I got it.
And now he's chasing them with no pants.
That's actually not out of the norm.
I know.
Can I start, like, dropping apple
Absolutely. You can just start dropping
Yeah,
apple
just
seeds
constantly wherever
everywhere.
I go.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Do they grow extra fast so that they can like make a screen behind us?
They do, in fact. They are able to
You
grow
are
trees.
welcome, one and all.
The trees don't
And
talk, do they?
Apples, if you're
Nuts.
hungry.
Sweet. Warmer.
Because if they did, I
fed.
want the munchkin. That's
There's a
what
screen of apple trees behind
That is
us.
one
Now, when the
impressive
trees
pair of
pop up,
pants.
you get the sudden urge to spout about how great apples are, how they're healthy and nutritious. You really love apples.
Are they Honey Crisp? Those are my favorite.
I feel like there's just a whole world of apples. It's
Oh.
just springing up behind us. You like Honey Crisp, that's fine. You like Gala, well, that's fine too. A little weird, but that's fine. You like. Anyway.
Nobody likes yellow delicious.
They don't taste like apples. See,
And the
tied back to
best
the
part
cereal.
is, if we get more apple seeds, we can crush them up and get the arsenic out of them. Start
I saw
poisoning
that G.I. Joe where they
people.
did that.
Definitely my cast.
Anyway,
Apples.
apples are pretty
Apples.
They're nature's toothbrush.
great. For your
What's a
colon,
toothbrush?
too. Look at all that
It's
fiber.
1880.
Yeah.
What the fuck is
What's a
that, bro?
toothbrush?
Lucky if I still have teeth. So we got apples and pants and people chasing us.
Apples and pants.
Nightfall and not being, galloping on horses.
A-
and not
apples
being
and
a good time
culottes.
to take stock of your situation and each other.
Okay.
Hey, friend. What's up?
You guys haven't seen Andy James in a while.
Yeah.
Where did you go?
I went on a grand adventure. I'm not 100% how much of it was real and how much of it was Tom fucking with my head, but it was.
Somebody said my name?
Hi.
Oh, Tom.
Yes, I'm here to serve you.
Yo, what happened with Andy? Why did she leave early?
And you should
How
probably
did she
fill
run
her
through a
in.
big brick wall?
You should probably fill her in on what happened to her avatar after she vacated it, because it was a thing. There was a whole thing that happened.
Rita's been through some things.
Rita's
Yeah.
been through
Is
some-
she
You.
okay?
She is.
Don't worry.
She'll be
She will recover. She is very strong.
very
I'll
strong.
send her a postcard.
You are also very strong.
Yes. Oh, because I maintained. I got to keep that.
Oh.
When you discovered this, the program also discovered it. And Project Metaverse would have done anything in their power at that point to make you one of their pawns. I had to move you.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't want to be a pawn.
None of it was in your head. I swear, you are in Africa.
So I'm not in the same room with these people.
Not even the same continent. It was the only way to keep you safe.
I really appreciate that. Sorry you guys didn't work out the way I did.
I am here to
Wait.
serve.
Wait, so she busted out with with Rita's brute strength. So can I shapeshift?
You all have gotten some bleed. Hers was the most apparent because it was a direct physical action. She has a higher amount of the gene that allows her to absorb these powers, so it happened to her much
Oh yeah,
quicker.
she got a new pair of jeans in that box that came out the sky.
But all of you now possess abilities similar to what your avatars in the last world had.
So now you're super fast and super strong?
I know, it's hard to be you.
Oh, it's so difficult.
Meep, meep.
Meek indeed.
Bring it back.
Oh boy, I get a big hit a lot.
So you're in Africa right now?
I guess so.
What are the
There's
rains
one
like?
thing- Sorry?
What are the rains like?
Blessed.
So wait, so there's pods all over the place. You found a pod in Africa? In the kingdom?
Not exactly. I touched a creepy statue, saw some things, and now I'm here.
So you got to a metaverse by touching a statue.
Metapods are basically just mechanical constructs that replicate the effects of places of power throughout the world, such as Stonehenge.
Stonehenge isn't in Africa.
No, it's in
Wait, I mean,
Wales,
it might be. I don't.
but it is a metapod. Several, in fact.
Oh.
What about Carhenge? A place in like one of the Dakotas, I think.
Ah. No.
Oh. Well, I'll cancel that ticket.
Although in this world, I see that being a possibility given how things work here.
I was gonna say, are we close to one?
To a place of power here,
Yeah.
I cannot detect them.
You can't? Well,
Not in the
didn't you lead her through the cave though?
As I am a product of our own world,
Uh-huh.
I have extrasensory abilities there. I can find out through the internet where things happen. Here does not have an internet.
Oh.
I'm a program, not a magic portal finder.
Well, can you be programmed to find magic portals?
I have more questions about the magic apples.
Sure.
I don't suppose that they can communicate to each other, not dissimilar to the internet, through their root system to let us know when someone is approaching.
The avatar Johnny Appleseed was only limited by his imagination and his love of apples.
Dear
I do
God,
not know if you
you're
possess the same
unstoppable.
abilities. What I do know is that you have his pants, which he often did not have. So I can only assume that you have but a fraction of what he had.
So
You
Billy's
have the
in.
ability to
Apparently, you
grow
don't fill
trees.
those pants out very well.
You are not an immortal druid,
Not an immortal druid.
whereas Johnny is.
It's a hard day.
So Billy's in Johnny's pants.
Billy's in Johnny's pants, spreading his seed.
Definitely my cast.
I'm just saying, his pants were full of his seed. It's what?
Nothing wrong with that.
You're the one who put them on without smoke.
Oh goodness.
I'm trusting, okay?
They smell like they're not often worn.
Oh my god. Sorry, where were we?
So we got bad guys chasing us.
It's nightfall. and they're
Everyone's
probably
camping
gonna
out.
are probably going to be doing the same thing as you and stopping. We're riding horses in the dark because the really, really dangerous and rocky terrain. Great
Yes.
way to just
So
Unless they try to bushwhack you. That's very popular right around now.
yeah, that is a
Bushwhacking.
But why
Well,
were
yeah,
we
What about
bushwhacking? How do you define bushwhacking?
Less whack.
Just keep your pants on.
keep the pants on so we don't
And
see the bush
bloated
and
with
whack
seed.
it? Why were we placed here? Because we were trying to find the other metapilots, and
Is
they're
Lincoln anywhere nearby?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Abraham Lincoln died towards the end of the First Civil War in 1865.
I'm not a past doctor either. So.
That's okay. The history here does not match your own.
Oh, right. No, I knew that.
There was the Civil War,
That.
and then there was Civil War II, Electric Boogaloo. Between the East and the West.
and then
Hold
and
on.
are we? Is that done? That
Yes.
And
It is
who-
about 2 years after the end of Civil War II, Electric Boogaloo, and the Battle of Hoover Dam.
and who won?
The West.
Oh,
It's
good.
how the West
Oh,
was won.
That's how the West was. Okay, and we are.
Oh, I don't have to change.
What
the
side are
glasses.
we on?
You, or your avatars, were outriders, militiamen, for the East.
Oh, shit, there you go. Okay.
In fact, you worked directly under President Edison
It's okay. I know how to pretend we're from the West. We'll just talk
Which
about
is
Green
why
Burrito.
King Teddy and his men will stop at nothing to see you dead.
We call it Carl's Jr. We're one of you guys.
Okay, so we're militiamen for the East Side that lost.
Right.
It,
A frame of reference, you are wanted Confederate generals who committed war crimes.
Right. Right. What kind of war crimes?
Very, very bad ones, especially Mr. Harden.
what did he do?
Hey guys, hold up. He just went dead.
Uh-oh.
That's what I did, by the way.
You
I
killed
made
the
a lot of
internet?
people do what the internet just
You
does.
Killed Ben Franklin.
I killed Ben Franklin?
Seriously?
Yeah,
We're turning ourselves in.
just the immortal sorcerer and best friend of King Teddy.
Oh no.
You killed
How
Ben
does Aleister
Franklin,
Crowley
dude?
work? He's not born yet.
Right.
But soon.
Very soon.
So what did he not get to invent?
He
And
invented everything
The
that he
left-handed tea
invented.
kettle?
Okay.
Like, because he
Oh,
lived.
he was well over.
Yeah, he was like 200 years old when he died. It's
Oh.
fine.
Okay.
Quadruples?
Okay. I was gonna say when did he die, but
But
okay.
he was at the.
He died in like 1879.
And what year is it again?
1880 something?
No, it is 18. Let me double check, but I believe I have it written as 1870.
Oh.
Oh.
No, that's the Tom speech. I'm past that page. Here we go. 1878.
Yeah, there you go. Because that's before the Second Civil
Benjamin
War.
Franklin was
1878.
birthed through a method he himself invented. He is quite a mind.
I like the electric boogaloo edition. I have to say that.
Yeah, technically you have good guys chasing you. That's good, evil. It's all a matter of perspective.
They're American.
Good guys.
Yeah, the guys
How
chasing
good
you
can
aren't
they
any
be?
better than you are, really. They're just less wanted.
And a little more dead.
Just because their side won, they decided you're the bad guys.
I see.
If your side won, you decided they were the bad guys.
Oh, wow. This is like one of those things. History is written by the winners.
No, it was written by a guy named Victor, right?
Yeah, history is also written by people who can write, which makes all of the West really suspect.
As well as about half the Victors.
That's true. So,
Hey!
We apologize for our technical difficulties. New studio, new problems.
can you make trees that grow cooked apples? Because I think we could be a gang of some type if you could grow apple dumplings.
I don't think anyone is old enough for that joke.
I am. I am. I just
Johnny,
said it.
Johnny,
Donuts.
Johnny Appleseed is alive, and we have his pants.
Was it Donuts and Dork?
That's
You
he's,
must have another pair of pants.
but he's alive.
He's a druid. He can grow another pant.
Just out of
Of
thin air.
many things.
Tom,
But pants included.
Tom, I got a question.
Tom?
Yes, how can I help you?
Where's
At your
Wendy?
Hmm?
Where's Wendy?
service. I'm assuming as this is a metaverse, she is somewhere here.
Here right now, because she existed in all the metaverses, but she's here somewhere?
She must be.
Does she exist at all times in all of the metaverses?
That's what it said.
As
last
far as
time.
I can tell, yes.
Do you know who she is in this metaverse?
I do not. I know that her name is most likely Wendy Gates.
And she's probably not a reporter.
That sounds like a railroad name.
It does. Wendy Gates.
Why would you assume she is not a reporter?
Because she has all these different identities in different metaverses. So she was a reporter in the
Oh, you're playing the
superhero
numbers.
in the hero ones.
The
So-
I see.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That is correct. I just assumed that you thought that because, well, it is the late 1800s in the United States of America.
Right.
Monkey Hall problem. Good job.
She could be plucky, go get her.
With her quill.
With it.
Well, as I was saying before, this timeline is quite a bit different than the one that you come from.
Yes.
For example, Jesse James is a woman,
Yes.
as is Billy the Kid. Henry McCarty was a man, smallish and thin, but a man nonetheless.
Sounds suspect.
But in this timeline, Billy the Kid has always been a female. Henrietta McCarty.
Oh.
Tom, did the end of that one universe happen and that's why history has been changed so much? With the dome, we were going to make the dome
Ah,
because the thing was going to end. Did that happen?
Well,
Remember when we
yes,
killed a kid?
the dome happened.
Okay.
The dome happened, but this metaverse is not that metaverse.
Oh.
No, but it's ultimately affected by it. If they're all interconnected.
We killed the little
They're
kid.
interconnected in that you go through them.
I do remember.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys.
That
So-
is the only thing that I can tell that interconnects the metaverses, as far as I know, are avatars and metapilots, and that is all.
But if we do something in one metaverse, will it affect the?
Another metaverse.
Yeah.
No, it will affect you as pilots, so you will take it with you when you go to the next metaverse. But
Well,
So killing the Borks didn't lead to King Edward or Teddy. Thank you.
no.
The
Okay.
parks
King
are
Teddy
going
has
to
been
be
in place for
amazing.
several years now. In fact, the other
Amazing.
metapilots that you are following were in this metaverse during the beginning of the Second Civil War.
oh.
And is that why we're here specifically? Is trying to get information on them?
You are here to follow them. The only way to get to the next metaverse, possibly the one that they are in, is to finish out this scenario. Follow these characters, these avatars, through their natural progression. Figure out where they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to do. We have to gather data at this point. We are behind them by several years, meaning ahead of them in the future several years. It's not as convoluted as it sounds.
So the history is different. Now, I don't know much about Know Nothing, but I do know that all these names are from a really cool movie from my avatar brain, or from my pilot brain that I've seen. Do we need to get to where that whole thing happened? Basically, I just don't want to go to Texas, no matter how much freedom is there. We'll go to Texas. That's fine.
We're going to Texas. Are the other metapilots in Texas?
They're in next.
As far as I can tell, the other metapilots are not currently in this metaverse, with the exception of maybe one.
One is here.
Oh.
Maybe.
Maybe.
All right, well, let's...
King Teddy was formerly inhabited by a metapilot.
Oh,
One of the
shit.
ones that you are seeking.
Oh.
However, as he has been spotted outside the metaverse frequently recently, it is unlikely.
And he's pissed at us.
I'm not sure if he's pissed at anyone. He will be the most easy to turn to your side if that's the course you wish to take.
Teddy, bears. There's so many bears. I'm groggy on it. So we're not great people.
No.
We should probably be
Established.
less not great as much as we can. I think the idea of intimidation is probably a better one. So
We'll stop going on these murderous
I
rages. You
can't.
gotta stop going
I
on these
can't.
murderous rages.
I don't want to stop. But maybe Apple Dumplings over here's got something. Maybe keeping them away.
Please don't use these to kill anyone we like. Also, anyone wondering how Tom is feeling about killing Titan? I mean, he did tell you everyone was real. Hashtag Maddox buff, hashtag Andy buff, hashtag Brony buff, hashtag Wyatt buff.
Thank you.
Good chat.
Wow.
They did say something kind of important there. I don't know if you
Yeah,
caught that.
Tom?
I'm sorry, do you have a question? I'm here to serve you.
Why did you kill Titan?
It was the only way to preserve that timeline.
What would have happened had you not killed Titan?
Butch Baker would have died.
We can't have that.
No.
Why is Butch more important than Titan?
Wyatt knows the answer to that question.
Butch is actually a force for good. Titan was not. He was held up as this paragon of virtue that he had not been for many, many years. And
Mustache, wasn't it?
it was the mustache. And,
Also, your avatar's granddaughter would have died, and that was very personal for you.
well, yes, there's that too. I was getting to that.
Reminding, that's all.
It was the only way to save as many people there as we could. Terrible choice. I wish Tom hadn't had to make it. Speaking of which, you mentioned that we'll be affected by all of these borking things, and we certainly have been. How did that impact you, Tom?
I experienced emotion for the first time.
How was it?
How was it for you?
Exhilarating, I think. That wasn't the emotion I experienced.
Okay.
What was the emotion you experienced?
Rage, guilt, sadness. Happiness.
Oh.
That's like 2 more emotions than I have.
It's a pretty heady cocktail for your first
Yeah.
first emotional.
I'm not
contact.
sure it was true happiness, more of a giggly sense of giddiness at knowing that I had just experienced emotions.
Oh, yeah, buddy, get used to that.
Yeah.
Happiness is basically a disappointment.
I remember perfectly what they feel like, although I am no longer capable of them.
Do you know why? You are no longer capable of them.
Something happened, and I was able to take control of an avatar.
I apologize for technical difficulties. Then with a hardware issue, we'll just bear with us as best as you can.
The internet's really bad back in the 1800s.
Yes, that's it. It's the internet and no, I can't.
Well, her Apple Talk network is certainly.
I've always said go with Apple.
Into it.
Did you remember to terminate? You have
The
to
problem that
terminate
we had
every
was in this
code.
alternate timeline, Al Gore's family was killed in the first Civil War.
Damn it!
And so the internet was never invented. Well played. You're welcome.
Nothing ages like an Al Gore joke.
Word up.
Or Al Gore.
It's an uncomfortable truth.
Oh!
See, you did it twice.
Well, kind of. You did it 1.5 times. Which is inconvenient.
Are we done?
Yep.
Okay.
Nope.
Are you sure?
What? What time is it? Is it still dark? Are we in the fire?
We're in the canyon. We
We're
should
bad
start.
guys, and I feel bad about that.
Do you really?
I actually
You're pretty
do.
far from your player right now, so I don't know how bad you feel.
Did I go the wrong way?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm feeling okay. I
It
think
has
we
grown quite dark and quite cold. Discussing Johnny's
I'm fine
pants.
wearing 2 pairs of
Yes, you
pants.
were asking.
You were speaking with Tom when we were interrupted by that drop. If you'd like to continue that conversation, so
Oh,
chat
gosh,
can hear what you were saying.
Tom, do you need us to go to Texas?
What does Jesse want to do?
Well, I didn't ask to be put here though.
didn't
You
ask
you
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 to
put
have a
you put us here. Do we need to go to Texas?
I
Do
didn't
you-
just place you here. You understand that, right? I don't have control over
No.
where
No,
you
I don't at all now
No.
anymore.
I'm sorry. Perhaps this has been explained poorly. I have 0 control over where you go.
Oh.
So how did we end up here in these bodies?
The
Who-
metaverse will put you where it needs. You are here to protect it by your very natures.
So
it's
we're
not a
like-
job that I gave you.
So we're leaping from metaverse to metaverse, trying to put right what once went wrong. I think I have a handle on this now.
Is that right?
Certainly, although we're not trying to fix history, and this isn't Quantum Leap.
We're just.
But
Am I a
yes,
playwright?
follow your avatars. Figure out where they're going and what they're doing.
Okay, let's go to
All right,
Texas.
You need to help them succeed. Basically, if these avatars did not have you as pilots in them right now, certain doom would be their future in the next few weeks, most likely. You are here to help either keep them alive or make them reach their goals.
And plant some apples.
Well, this is already the longest I've ever been in a cowboy, so I think we should probably just.
Are you forgetting Rena?
It wasn't just to watch him die.
Anyway.
Now, as I said, it has grown quite cold and dark.
It certainly is.
Even worse.
Getting darker by the moment.
With some of the low-hanging fruit we're using for jokes today.
It's her fault.
Apples.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Apples.
Can we keep her?
Yes.
I need a Granny Smith in a microwave.
Why?
No reason.
I wasn't going to ask. As I said, it's grown dark, quite cold. You're just going to stand around with your horses all night
I thought we
next
had
to
a
these
fight.
wonderful
Are we
apple
gonna-
trees that you
we
have
should cut
planted.
them down. We should cut down the apple trees.
Well, we
make
should
a fire,
probably-
keep ourselves warm, and roast some of those apples for you
Yes.
for whatever purpose.
We should
you
probably find dry wood, though. So I'm going to look for some dry wood.
Easy enough to accomplish.
As well, taking a look around if we can see any ground that is less jagged and awful that we can try and bunk down on. For
We're in the American
Poking around in the
Southwest.
dark, but
Oh,
you're able to find a spot that's a little less rocky and uncomfortable than the rest. You might find a few feet of dirt instead of rock to lay on.
Great.
Why don't you go out and sweep away our tracks?
Okay. I'm gonna go around all the tracks we made and
No, not all of them, just enough.
No, yeah, I mean like around the canyon
Yeah.
to make it seem like we're not in there.
I feel like we lost them somewhere around the apple tree grove.
That might be something to consider. Is there's now an apple tree grove at the entrance to these
which
canyons?
is going to be slowing them down.
Oh, very
a lot.
much. So.
And gonna be tell them exactly where we are.
Well,
if
unless
they
she
know
goes
where
and plants a couple of apple tree groves that way
That's
while we're.
not a bad idea.
That's what I'm saying.
Again, cold and dark. You've been riding all day.
Oh,
Well, she's wearing two pairs of
Well,
pants.
I would
she's
like to
fine.
gather some apples to feed our horses because
Oh,
I
you're
care
so
about
nice.
horses.
That is very, very,
So
very
I would like to
thinking.
feed the horses to re-energize them. And
exactly what those apples do.
Great.
Well done.
thank you. And I did not shoot a horse. I just want to put that out there. I have very good aim.
Nobody shot any horses.
I'm just saying that I didn't.
I might have shot a horse.
I love the and
Horse.
I love the strong concern for animals and the dead people.
I oh, sorry. That's Borkin right. I'm feeding the horses.
So you
Feeding the
Borkin
Borkin
fire
bag.
going,
That's a line from
getting
Borkin
tired.
bag. You're Borkin right.
Lids are getting heavy.
Oh, no.
No, I fed the horses though.
Jesse, you wake up in the middle of the night. Fires burn down to coal.
I want to know what's happening.
Okay.
Are we done?
It's down to
the musical?
coals. It's down to coals.
I am not doing a
Good night,
musical
babe.
episode. It's not happening.
It's down to coals.
Buddy.
It's down to coal.
I wake up.
You can hear something moving in the dark out beyond the firelight. Shuffling and sounds like metal gears turning or something.
God, don't be a spider. Don't be a giant mechanical spider. I can't deal
It's
with
growing a little louder.
Okay. Who am I next to?
Is
I know-
anyone else awake? or
Yeah,
we
I was
should-
gonna say who am I
The
next
rest
to?
of them appear to be soundly sleeping from riding hard all day.
I know, but who's immediately next to me on either side?
Doc is the closest one to you.
Okay, I'd like to nudge Doc and just really gently wake him up to confirm what I'm hearing is right, because I am tired.
Doc, you are woken from a wonderful dream of large-bosomed women and a gambling parlor on the Mississippi.
Doc,
Yes.
Doc. Do you hear that? Do you hear it? It's gears.
You don't hear a thing.
No, but you have awoken me from a fine dream, and for that I shall never forgive you.
Okay, who's on my other side? Who else can I nudge?
You might be able to get Billy with your foot.
Billy!
Find yourself kicked awake, Billy.
Jesus. What?
Billy, you hear that? Sounds like gears?
You don't hear any gears, but you can definitely hear something shuffling in the dark.
I don't know, but there's something. What?
Do you hear it?
Do you want me to go check it out?
Well,
Kill him.
I'm gonna wake him up.
Then all of you hear there.
Okay, you hear it now.
Oh, kill him.
Okay, do you hear that?
And then you hear it again off to the other side. It's this repeated clicks, like gears turning. And then off to the other side.
Oh my god, we're surrounded. Are we surrounded?
By gears?
But it's dark. Your fire's but coals.
I'd like to roll a knowledge check just to see if I recognize that as any particular
Do you
thing.
have any applicable knowledge you can try and use on this one?
Well, I am an educated man.
Ah.
You are, in fact, an educated man, Doc.
Yeah, 5, so I beat it by 10.
Definitely gears, metal moving, like sprockets from teeth connecting and putting together. Like somebody turning a crank or something even.
Yeah, that was what I was worried about.
A trebuchet
What's that sound like?
can hurl 9 kilograms over.
Yeah, I'm not worried about a trebuchet. I'm more
All of you
concerned
can hear the
about-
shuffling sound now. It's coming closer from all sides.
What do you think it is?
Mechanical zombies.
Well, no, I'm thinking it's a
Gatling
Gatling
gun. Well, Gatlin's on our tail. Is he not?
In fact,
And is
was
this-
at the head of that column of riders.
Well, then he's dead, because whoever was dead. Oh, no, he's probably pretty.
the other one.
The regiment.
The regiment.
The regiment, not the outright.
Not the Outriders.
Can I tell if it's coming from above us or if it's in the valley itself?
The bowl above you, like the ridge, so you're coming down into this canyon, probably 8 or 10 feet above you. Not really steep or high up above you, but it's moving towards you, whatever it is.
Okay.
From all sides.
Is there a way out of this?
The
canyon?
shuffling slows down, and then you hear it again, louder this time. Clack, 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 from all around you.
Do we want to try and head?
And then the shuffling picks up again. And let's roll initiative, because now I'm attacking you. In the dark, when you can't really see what's going on, it's going to be beautiful.
19, 27. Okay, wow.
Do we add all these?
26 for
Yeah.
Billy. John had what was that over there?
27.
27. These are similar results to last
I
time.
know. I rolled the exact same roll.
Doc,
29.
29. And Jesse?
20.
20.
20.
Doc, you will go first. Unfortunately, your typical ability you will not be able to use as you do not have anybody you could shoot before combat begins. Yep. No viable targets.
Yep.
And it is your turn, and again, no viable targets. So what are you going to do?
In terms of the lip of this, is there any room to try and hide myself back as far as I can under the top of that?
Like rain rakes are looking for you?
Oh, somewhat, but not particularly. I mean, it's not like it's a straight drop into the bowl.
Right,
It's
right,
really angled. Maybe if like you laid down, but even then, it might protect you from one angle's line of sight, but not any other.
Right.
I mean, assuming they can see in the dark, whatever it is.
I am going to call out back to the apple orchard. And I'm going to start moving my way back that way, out into the open area. We know that the valley is shorter getting in there. We know where the apples are there. Try to get out that way.
All right. Use the trees as cover.
Yep.
Doc makes his way towards the trees. After Doc, I've got John Wesley at a 27.
I am very fearless, but I'm also not stupid, so I think I'm going to make my way towards the trees again.
John falls back towards the trees as well. Billy?
Well, I am, after all, a daredevil and also have stealth and investigation, so I think I'm gonna try to climb up the wall and see what's happening.
I think are you trying to do that with that stealth skill? You're trying to do a little quick. Give me a stealth roll, please. Remember, you're close to your avatar, so you're going to be using the 12s to roll that. Or 10s. Is it an avatar skill?
It is an avatar.
Then yes, 10s, because you're using the
Yep.
avatar skill.
Okay. Wait. Alright, 14 and 16.
That's still a success. You creep to the top of the bowl, and surrounding the whole bowl, headed in our humanoid forms. Some really mishappen, and parts of them are bolted and mounted together with metal, and each one in their chest has this crank with a handle on it, hooked to some gears and a little it looks like a battery. Like one of those really, from as your pilots know, like those hand crank batteries, flashlights. It looks like it's a hand crank battery powered creature.
Man.
Humanoid
Okay,
man.
we can just walk away briskly then.
Yeah.
Mechanical zombies.
I had one of those on my bike once. We're fine.
How many are there?
The bull is surrounded with them. There's at least 10 of them you can see. And Billy can see. Sorry. The rest of you see nothing. You don't think they've seen you.
Okay.
Top of the bowl, you're hidden. Do you want to stay there and do nothing else? Do you want to make any other action?
I could probably see the way and leave these guys behind pretty safely.
Probably.
How much do I owe?
How much does Andy like them?
Well, Billy's not particularly fond of any of them, but Billy knows that she's gonna need help if she's gonna rob the Alamo.
Fine. I sneak back down. I don't sneak back down. There's got to be a better thing to do. Let's see. Oh shit. I'm gonna use a. I have a question. I can still use my speed off of Andy, right?
Correct. In fact, that's one of your buffs right there. You've got a bullet time buff right
Got a
there.
bullet time buff. Can I use that? I think I'm gonna use that.
You can, in fact,
Great,
use it.
because I want to run around the bowl kicking these assholes into it and hopefully destroying them a little bit.
All right. Well, you can do 5 of those using your bullet time.
Awesome.
So give me either 5. What do you can do to just physically kick them into the bowl, or be very detailed about exactly what you're going to attempt to accomplish here, and what relevant skill you're going to use to do it.
Okay. Well, I have cat-like Zen direction speed and feel like. Well then.
Hey, Billy.
Huh?
Can y'all see if them gears is open or is they closed off?
Can I see them? Are they open? Can I like? Start?
Yes.
Yes. Perfect. I'm gonna start shoving twigs into their gears.
My name is Revolio.
Again, 5 of them. How about let me think. Give me. Let's base it off of your body. Unless you got another skill. Give me a skill that you think you would use to be relevant to shoving sticks inside of moving gears. 'Cause I'm kind of at a loss on that. On which one of yours might be relevant. You can explain to me how that would be relevant.
Yeah!
That works. Well done. So give me 5 sleight of hand checks.
Let's see. Well, that's 15 or 14. 4.
4, so 1 success.
And 9.
2 successes.
14 of 14.
Also a success, and last one.
Okay, and 11.
4 successes.
4 successes.
Running at full speed from your blue streak of the powers you took from Sentinel City. He slams sticks into each sides of these little gears as they're cranking. The gears stop turning, and all 5 of those clockwork zombies drop to the ground.
There's still 5 left.
Yeah, but we got a lot of
yes.
sand.
And they're piling down into the bowl, and they're going to try to beat you to death, Jessica.
Me?
Why you?
Why me? What
Your
did I do?
friends abandoned you in the bowl all by yourself.
Yeah, they most certainly did. I recognize that.
I tried to help you.
She's bait.
That's right.
No, I was.
Well, can I mean, I don't know if I have that ability. I mean, I saw them, so can I look like one of those gear zombies?
Have we reached the waffle point yet?
No.
No, then that's
Actually, we just hit a hack attack, so
we just did. So are we at the waffle point then?
almost.
Almost just shy. Can't do it just yet.
God!
Waffles only serve till 11 a.m.
Oh,
Sorry.
God.
Well, on the plus side so far, I've only got 2 successes. So 2 defensive rolls, please.
Okay.
You're trying to beat that DCV number you've got there.
Mm-hmm. 6. Oh, God. That's a 12. Is that 6 or 9?
Oh, I don't. Yeah, well, that's good.
I'll say it's 6. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
That was a no.
All right. That's one's going to hit you for 25 damage, and the second one.
That's 10. That's no.
So 50 total damage from clockwork zombies.
So I'm down to 20.
And it is your turn, Jesse James. You have been surrounded by clockwork zombies. Your friends have abandoned you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hey, we're just in the trees.
The clock works. You stopped them with sticks.
Inside of the clockwork gear mechanisms in their chests. Yes, she did.
And how many are? But those 5 are down. There's
They
two.
don't seem to be moving anywhere now.
And there's
Now that
2.
the gears have stopped, they kind of just stopped. It's amazing.
Can I try and lasso 2 of them together? My lasso kind of like gets them by the cranks, so it's kind of the same thing, only with rope. Like double lasso the cranks.
So you want to lasso their cranks together.
Yes. So
Crank to crank.
crank to crank.
Isn't that called docking?
Tom, I told you to stay
a
away
clock
from
dock.
those internet sites.
I say we take it.
Just let you know, you basically dared them.
Something
And
in
that's
my-
what happened.
Something in my past. I remember.
Well played. Well played.
So,
Secrets don't make friends.
The hack attack just came through, everyone.
Oh
Yes.
boy.
It's going to start immediately.
Well, but can I do my thing?
Hang on, it will be part of that.
We're in a
The hack
bowl.
attack-
Okay,
Just
according to the
rain.
hack attack, James has to run an entire musical episode of Project Metaverse.
What's the rest of that read, though? This is the important part.
Though he is allowed to excuse himself and just make the players and Tom do it if he so wishes. Just to be clear, as in everyone has to sing. James may excuse himself.
Yeah,
So-
you don't want to hear me sing. You
I
really
don't
want
think
to
he's not
hear
bad.
me sing. Okay, I don't want to hear me sing. How's that? But the rest of you are. So when it comes to your turn from now on, I want you to sing.
Actually, an entire musical episode means you gotta at least start that.
I was gonna say, is that gonna be next
That'll
week?
be next week.
Put it in next week.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an entire musical episode. Oh, I kind of just want to make my courses. Well, practice, guys. I have no idea how I'm going to pull that one off, but thanks.
I'm gonna take my rope. I'm gonna lasso those folks. They're gonna
Give
get
me a
the crank
roping and
together.
riding check for these zombies.
See, I already started. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Now it's roping and riding, so you better have the
Roping,
follow-through.
riding, and rhyming.
And rhyming.
That's next week. Can
It's
I-
the 4F, rope
Absolute
and ride.
result.
And you're actually going to watch that train wreck. Wow.
I'm gonna roll these dice. I'm gonna make.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay-Z James.
7. So that's half. That's I beat it by
That is
7.
more than you have 2 of them roped together
By the crank.
by the cranks.
Rope the
Kind
cranks
of counter cranking at the moment.
towards each other.
Well, the counter cranking is counterproductive. And
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Dude, our gears are touching. Dude.
So this maybe buys us some time to go and investigate what these things
well,
are.
2 of them are now disabled from those 5 that were fighting. You're leaving only 3.
Rope and cranks can't
And-
leave you disabled.
That puts us back at the top with Doc. Doc, Jesse has just roped 3 of them.
Well, I think we do this hashtag hack attack. Have fun with it.
Yeah, we will. By the way, that's thanks to my lovely wife, everyone, who put the hack attack over the last few dollars just to mess with James.
Hashtag hack attack.
You had to call my bluff on the musical episode. Okay. All right. What was that?
We don't know what that is.
Oh, okay.
Technical difficulties.
A little bit towards the very cool hashtag hack attack in planning.
Oh,
Hey,
so we get to
chat,
hear-
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you,
Chat, should we
No,
bring
but
our
seriously,
own
thank you.
instruments too? Chat,
You go right ahead.
I got a kazoo.
I don't think I'm allowed to bring mine.
Annie Oakley and Rosie Harbin say welcome to the Old West. King
Aw.
Teddy forever.
Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you.
Maggie.
You're the best, even when you make me do musical episodes.
Yeehaw!
So there's a waffle point now. Hash LOOT box for Tom because that's fun. And hashtag MetaPoint.
Thank you guys so very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for sticking with us through all these technical difficulties. I really, really appreciate it. Doc, how are you going to help your friend?
Let's go ahead and use a loot box first.
Bam!
Magic pants.
Magic pants.
One can only hope, man.
You should be so lucky, sir.
What if you get his shirt, then Johnny Appleseed's run around naked?
All right.
I don't think Johnny Appleseed cares too much.
As you open the box, which is of course gold and it explodes when you open it,
Mechanical spider. Mechanical spider.
Oh,
Mechanical spider.
Revealing your location?
there's a cardboard box inside
Of the gold
that says,
box?
that says hot drink dispenser. As you open it, it appears to be a backpack with a hose and
Ghostbusters.
It looks like a proton pack with rotating barrels, but it has a double boiler on the back. It looks like it shoots very, very hot liquid out the front in
Oil.
a gun-like fashion. Tea or coffee?
There's gonna be a lawsuit.
Wicked Wow. Wicked Wow. Wicked Wild Wild West.
Not the first time they've seen this one.
Jim West.
Desperado?
Desperado.
Rough Rider?
No,
You don't
you
want-
don't. No.
None of
See,
this.
gearing up already?
No, it was 20 seconds.
Yeah,
20 seconds, then we're done.
yeah, then you're in copyright infringement territory.
Right.
Well, yes.
I don't think that would.
Thank
change
you,
it by
Will
more than
Smith.
10%.
We love you.
We love you, Will Smith.
Thanks for watching, Will
Bungie.
Smith.
Welcome to Earth.
He said Earth. Racist.
Some sort of suicide squad?
Oh, he did say that too.
Can we quote just Will Smith the whole time?
Don't.
Jaden, get the fuck off the Twitter.
Get the fuck off of Twitter.
Will Smith Day at Project Metaverse.
Do I have enough visibility at this point to where I can see any of what's going on with them
They're
coming
like
in?
silhouettes, but dude, you can clearly tell Jesse James from the zombie crank creatures.
That's all I want.
There's a very
She's got
distinctive-
softer edges.
That's all I want.
There's some distinctive and movement, if nothing else. You know, she kind of moves a little more fluid as a person than.
She doesn't stop every 12 seconds. Crank yourself back up again.
Well, I want to.
What are these things?
Well, you know, Edison's energy system just wasn't as efficient as Tesla's, so you got to keep those batteries
Say,
charged
where's
somehow.
Tesla?
I want to
Direct current.
my hot beverage, my hot beverage dispenser. Try and
Your Gatling hot beverage dispenser?
Yes.
It's rotating.
It does say it does have a Gatling logo on the side.
Do like
Yes.
Keurig things
We're
like pop
gonna
out of the
hose
side?
down some cranks, kids.
one of the
very
ones that
environmental.
is close to her and hasn't been tied up yet.
You can make a shooting roll on all three of the ones that have not been tied up.
It is a fully
using
automatic
the
drink
fully
dispenser.
automatic drink dispenser.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
And then you could shoot
More
something
coffee
in my
than
back.
Starbucks.
Yes.
1 hit. 2 hit.
Get him, Doc.
And that would be a third.
Ah,
3 ringy dingy.
a one.
Cover all three in searing hot coffee. There would be a lawsuit anywhere else, but here it melts a massive swaths of flesh off of them. The smell is atrocious. I mean, the coffee was great coming out the end of the gun, and then coffee melting putrid flesh. And
I don't
then
know, I
just
It's
kinda
like pouring delicious Coda over hamburger.
Sounds good.
bad overall smell. None of those three completely collapsed, but the flesh and tissue damage is pretty catastrophic, and they seem to be having some serious difficulties
So
with locomotion.
they're metal and flesh?
Oh, yeah.
Then, okay, so they're people.
Well, they were.
They were. Yeah.
We're doing them a favor
Oh,
by
God.
no longer
What if
allowing
they're
Edison
cyborgs?
to desecrate their bodies.
What if they're cyborgs? God damn it.
Cyborgs, fuck you!
Cyborgs?
Yes.
Oh,
It's so wrong.
I shouldn't have said that.
it's amazing.
No, you definitely
Cyborgs
should
are
have.
down.
No, yes.
It's happening all over again.
Okay. Oh no.
Once again, I want to go on the record. I tied them up. I did not hurt anyone.
Crank to crank.
I
We
cranked
know.
to crank.
And those two that are tied up, they have no capability to like understand the process of being tied up. They're making no effort to simply remove the lasso and walk away like any normal person would. They're just continually in motion, trying to pull away from each other.
So there's
And
tipping cranks
tipping-
over and over
tipping
again.
cranks
All right.
over and over and over again. Yes,
Well, I
that's
hope they
just
enjoy
for you.
it.
I know how much that really matters to you.
Well, I mean,
So they have flesh, but they don't have brains. Brains.
They're being controlled.
After Doc, I have John Wesley at 27. There are 3 somewhat functional and 2 that are, well, repeatedly docking.
okay. So the 3 that is somewhat functional. I'm trying to figure out.
Don't forget you still have your buff.
Still have my buff. I do.
I'm just telling you for a tactical effect.
Yeah, it's not really doing much for me in this case. But I'm wondering, is some apples in the thing gonna be more? Because I know that when my technology has apples in it, it slows way down.
That's real.
So I'm thinking maybe that would do more than a bullet.
Docking, bowel movements.
I'm with you.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my cast.
Well, no, I'm gonna go ahead and just shoot. I'm gonna shoot at the gears.
Well, but shoot apples. Don't
I can't. Like,
use
That would
your
be like
arm.
Use my arm, but I don't have an
That would be
arm.
throwing
That would
it.
be athletics.
Yeah.
And I shoot so much better than I athlete.
Yeah, no, I see the
Alright.
numbers. Yeah, I get numbers. I just still okay.
Plus, we're in old times, ye olde times, when bullets like just fuck shit up when they. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the closest one,
Excellent.
and I'm gonna go ahead and shoot it right at its gearbox.
Give me a shooting
I'm
roll.
gonna shoot its gears off. Oh yeah, that hits.
The metal shatters apart in 1,000 pieces in the middle of its body when the bullet hits. Crumbles in a heap instantly.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and do that again then. Next closest one. Oh yeah, it's dead.
There's still one somewhat shambling forward, and that puts you next, Billy.
Can we question it?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Can we question the
Can we talk to him?
shambler?
You are a being of free will and may do whatever you wish. Tactically, I would not recommend having a conversation with a creature trying to kill you.
Yes.
I
That's
must
me.
recommend against.
Okay.
However, I am not here to keep you from doing your thing. If your thing is talking to someone while they're trying to kill you, well, you have a better chance of surviving that than
I
most.
do have persuasion.
Yes, perhaps you can persuade the seemingly mindless creatures. That came out sounding sarcastic, but perhaps you actually can.
Take their cranks. We'll ask them later.
I would like to open another loot box. Yay!
Ruh-roh.
Oh,
I lost my root box.
Sassy tones.
it's the penny arcade that's going. How's Coo doing?
Bam! Found it. Oh. Things from different metaverses. I love them.
Uh-oh.
They're so nice. The loot box contains a certificate for 1 free cotton gin and 1 plasma grenade.
Time out. Eli Whitney or like alcohol made out of cotton, because these are two very different.
Eli Whitney.
Okay. He didn't really invent it.
And a plasma grenade.
Oh, okay.
And a plasma grenade.
And a plasma
I
grenade.
feel like a plasma grenade is wildly overpowered for a little guy. So,
Given that you took down 5 of them with sticks. Yes.
You also might want to consider your past in using explosive devices in game and how well that is working.
But still, write down the plasma grenade.
But before throwing one, consider that, please.
I say write down the cotton gin too. That might be worth a lot in this
The
time.
cotton gin.
all right. And also.
Because it's one thing if I kill off my cast, but if you kill off my cast, that's not nearly as much.
I mean, you say that. Okay. Well, you know, I'm just gonna shoot it.
Give
Take
me a
them
shooting
all.
roll. And in fact, you can do 2 shooting rolls if you're going to be using your pistols, because
I mean,
So the kid
sure.
does
Let's
dual
make
wield.
sure we get him dead. Okay. Dual wielding. Oop, it's a really good.
ammo conservation was never Billy's strong point.
No. Okay. Great. 1 hit.
And with that, the last of the Clockwork Zombies falls. Minus the 2 that are going to be repeatedly docking until the end of time, as long as you leave them tied up with your rope.
And I'm gonna take that rope and tie it to my horse, and so now they have to walk like this whenever we ride into the distance. We hold them hostage.
That's smart.
Hostage.
You know, if you start walking fast, you'll just drag them, right?
Which one's the
Perfect.
Which one's the least damaged? And which one of us all is the smartest?
I'm taking that one to prom.
I feel like maybe you.
I
you
got
should
a
go
faster
take a look at that,
mind.
see what you can figure out. See if them gears have any damn fancy stamps on. Probably some jeweler.
You don't even
Fix
need
my
to
watch.
take a look. You've seen this kind of work before. Edison.
Oh, that bastard.
Randy's got to make a body roll. Because of the pants.
Oh, I need to make a body roll. Those pants. Yeah, the pants.
Yeah.
Roll against your body score.
Your
pants.
You've got cursed pants.
I have cursed pants.
Well, sort of. If I recall this right, it could just be embarrassing.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oop, I craps my pants.
Oh, 9 to 6. I do have a plus.
What was that now?
A 9 and a 6?
9 against the 6.
Oh, you're 6. Okay, your pants are gone.
They disappeared?
You are no longer wearing pants.
Yep.
Both pairs of pants? Because I'm pretty sure I was wearing a pair of
Jay, you're
pants.
not wearing any pants.
I'm wearing no pants?
0 pants.
Yeah.
Where did
Unfortunately.
my other pants
Wait, where
go?
did the Johnny Appleseed pants go? They just disappeared?
Yeah, and they took her regular pants with them.
Oh, now you're pantsless!
Your pants ran off with your other pants.
Oh, the pants ran off together.
Maybe they eloped.
Maybe.
Unfortunately, there's a
Fruit of
price
the
to be
loaf.
paid for some pairs of pants. And I'm not just talking about the fancy jeans either.
Oh.
That they washed 40,000 times and made you pay extra for.
Wow. They liked it.
Ha ha!
They went off to go live the American dream.
Well, we got a bunch of leaves from those apple trees. We could kind of,
I done
stitch
seen a
together
pig
a
like
skirt, like a hula,
Pantsless
a
and with
hula
tied-up
skirt.
zombie clockwork creatures.
Mhm.
Managed to get a couple of more hours of sleep in before setting out in the morning, but is not a restful sleep. And you are saddle weary when you start the next day.
Especially you. Especially
And you're
you.
wearing no pants.
You probably have a change of clothes in your pack. You're
Well,
allowed,
take all the fun out of it.
but you might now.
Well, look in your pack. Look in your
Just
pack.
tie a flannel around your waist.
There we go.
If only there was a
knew
precedent
someone
about
like it.
taking
That's,
pants from
that's
another
where the
character.
movement started. The flannel around the waist. Billy
Yeah,
the Kid.
it's
Oh, that's very.
trendsetter.
Yeah.
Trendsetter.
The original.
You could take the
icon.
metal pants off the robot.
They're not that kind of metal
My
pants.
tenders.
I was gonna say
Would
it'd be
you
like
wear
armor.
those? I don't know
Well,
if I would
it'd
wear
be
those.
like, well, now she's a knight. Now she's a cowboy knight.
Wearing.
That is kind of cool.
Zombie.
Oh, a zombie
No, no,
cowboy
no, no, no,
knight.
All right.
Several hours of riding into the canyons,
Joseph's
you believe
having
that you have
drink
become
time. Let's all
completely
jump
and
in.
irreconcilably lost. Would anyone like to attempt a mind roll to attempt to navigate your way out of this
I
mess?
would.
Or give me another relevant skill you might possess that might help you with, say, your sense of direction or where you're going.
I'm going to intimidate the magnetic field of the earth.
Which way's north? I will blow your pole off.
Party, 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 party.
Have we been through this area before? Do any
Not
of
at
us
all.
have?
This is an area people avoid. This is kind of a dumping ground for all the stuff that didn't work out for Edison during the war. You know,
There
like
are a lot of
clockwork
dead
zombies.
elephants.
Yeah.
There are a lot of dead elephants here. Like a lot.
I have investigation.
I got some pretty good ones too.
Ooh, that's what you got.
I got it. Grow us a tree.
Are you
Oh,
gonna
ain't
roll
got
or no?
pants.
Anything that might
picked
help
up
you
dialect,
with
you were
direction,
go right ahead, I was just-
traveling, knowing anything about things of that nature, anything at all.
I mean, I've got English lit over here on Andy.
I'm sure
I got in-
All that Andy has?
I'm sure I remember everyone I've murdered. Have I murdered anyone around here? Or in a general direction toward where
You
we're
haven't been through Texas in about 15 years or so, but you have murdered
You don't
a lot
remember
of people
locations,
down
but
here.
all
I
their
mean, I've
faces.
got focus and culture.
Maybe look a little higher than that on your sheet. There.
I got
think there might be
investigation.
something on there, just perfect for you.
I am here to provide tactical advice.
And you do have a Tom.
Show me.
Well, okay.
If I'm
Wrong.
not mistaken, there should be something on there.
Billy or Andy?
Andy, on the Andy sheet.
Are you okay?
I mean, other than I can run 50 miles, and I could probably figure out.
Very close on there. If you would just backpedal from that 50-mile-an-hour bit, you might see what I'm talking about.
It's after the word cat-like.
Zen direction speed, god damn it.
Hey, it's
When the
okay.
three of you admit that you're hopelessly lost, Billy chimes in with, she knows exactly which ways you and the way back, and she thought that you knew where you were going. It was just following you.
God damn it, Billy.
I just figured she was following us because
You had a compass the whole
Turning and
time.
backtracking, you go your way back through some of the canyons. Some of them are wide, so you can be like 3 or 4 abreast, and some of them are really narrow when you get down to a single file. Throughout the day, it starts to get darker and darker clouds in the sky, and every so often you hear a distant rumbling or roar or thunder, or you can't really place it. You've never heard anything like it before, but it's very distant, just low and deep.
Into this world.
Another hour or so passes and it starts to rain. And it gets heavier and heavier. The droplets almost as
And
big
me
as
without
the tip of
my
your finger.
pants.
Wait. What does this canyon look like? Does it look like a dry riverbed?
Shit.
You believe you are definitely in flash flood danger. In fact, this might be the dreaded storm of 1870.
God, you fool!
Flooded out that town. It's just wandered across the plains, the mountains, no regard for any real weather pattern, and flooded out homes, valleys, and farms all over the countryside. And it looks like it's coming for you today.
So wait, let me get this straight. There is a flood that has been traveling all over the United States?
Yeah,
There is.
Up hills and around corners?
That's correct.
Interesting.
Who could ever be responsible for such a travesty?
Who would have created such a thing?
Chat.
The raindrops get heavier and the sun starts to get lower. Yes, she's riding in one of the mud puddles.
That's right.
Bless the
You see,
rains!
Jesse, one of the mud puddles does that vibration. You seen Jurassic Park?
Oh, yeah.
Dinosaurs?
Yeah.
It's raining now.
It's raining
The
dinosaurs.
puddle moves. Something really heavy that's the ground. And that roaring, thundery sound is definitely closer now.
Can we
It's a
get
Mud is
out
starting
of
to
the
run
valley?
down. It's pretty slick. Your horses are starting to have a hard time. It's getting really, really unpleasant in this canyon.
How buoyant are those tip touchers? You're still packing them around, right?
Yeah, I'm dragging them.
Parts of the canyon wall every so often now as those vibrations happen to come down, little tiny avalanches.
Oh.
Chunks of rock falling in. And then looking back over your shoulder, as the ground seems to shake, you hear that roar. It's close, so close it's almost on top of you. A creature, flesh and metal fused together over twice the height of a stallion, which is the canyon behind you. There are 6 combination of like horns or blades like stuck and fused and mounted to its face and head. Spike-like coils bristle from its back, and they're lined with interlocking gears that are running together, each one producing arcs of electricity over the top.
We killed his babies. I got his
Almost
babies.
its whole head is covered in metal except for one huge bloodshot eye on the side, glaring right at you.
I'm gonna
Let's
shoot
have
that.
a chase.
A chase.
Chase.
How about some initiative, guys?
Okay.
Let's actually get a good roll.
All with the hacks and the buffs for the players, but no meltdowns or shocks for me to use to screw with them. I see how it is, guys.
Well,
I see what game you're playing.
27 again.
27.
Somehow.
Now, I am not permitted to suggest a meta meltdown, but if I was, I would.
So would I. John with the 27. Who's next on that one?
25?
25 for Billy.
21.
21 for Doc.
You should hit.
And Jesse?
It was that one plus that one,
That
I
one plus that one
think.
plus your roll.
Right, 21.
21 for Jesse. And I've got a 14.
Still ahead of it. We're still ahead of it.
It's good. It's good, right?
Now, the way I'm running this chase is you can try and just ride away. Make roping and riding checks. You can try and shoot it to slow it down or do something to affect the canyon to slow it down. But on each one of your turns, I'm going to ask you how you want to deal with this current situation. So what does Doc want to do initially when that thing rounds that corner?
If he's not surprised, fire off a shot and get right in the other direction.
Doc can utilize that ability to fire a shot before we start the initiative count.
Absolutely. No, it's got to be with the coal.
Yes.
Yes, got it.
All right, you shoot the monstrosity.
Get it right in his
And
eye.
it's kind of like, shooting me with a rubber band. You might have made it angry. It might have felt it. Maybe not. No way for you to really tell.
Great.
Billy?
So I have this plasma grenade.
Thank you.
And I also can run real fast. So I feel like I run up to it, shove a plasma grenade into it, and get out of town.
I like it too.
Shove the cotton gin in it.
Give me some form of relevant skill test. Apply with the physical capability. You have the speed. So how are you going to do that?
I mean, I've
What
got sleight
skill
of
are you
hand
gonna
again.
attempt to
I'm
use?
just saying.
What skill are you going to attempt to use?
I can feel like sleight of hand.
This sounds like another hand
Sleight of
job.
hand?
Yeah. God.
What? Oh.
I mean, it's worked before.
Give me that sleight of hand.
I'm also for shits and giggles to
Yay!
All right, you are completely and fully Billy the
I can't do
Kid.
that because then I can't use my super speed. Oh, no, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, that super speed, that's integral to my plan. Alright, so, sleight of hand. Sweet!
Yes!
14.
You run, tuck the grenade under the armor, and run back.
The old tucky duck.
Now, before that grenade's going to go off, I have both Doc and Jesse at 21s. So you guys work out who's going to go before you while that grenade happens.
Who's gonna go before you?
Either one. You pick it, and we'll set it. We'll make that one the way it is. You both have 21.
You go.
I'm going to adjust yours to 22 so that we don't, foul.
So we don't do that every time.
All right,
I
Doc.
mean, I like rock, paper, scissors.
You got your free shot at the beginning of the round. Whoops. You've seen her use that speed before. You just ran up and did something. You're not exactly sure what.
Oh, I am not a good communicator.
Yeah.
But we do know that she had the grenade.
But
That's
I
true.
also definitely do not want to die. I am going to run as far away from that thing as I can.
Or ride in this case?
Ride in this
All right.
case.
We can do that, Jesse, yourself?
I feel like I got skipped.
You did, John.
Oh, no.
You should have
That's
gone
okay.
first.
I know, but that's fine. I like what she did.
I do too.
I'm gonna shoot it in the eye.
Time for some fun, kids.
Right in the eye. Right in
Hashtag meltdown.
Oh,
There it is.
So good.
the- Well, that's good.
So,
Oh, no.
now, let's go ahead and you do that shot in the eye. What were you doing, Jesse?
I was gonna return its babies and
not
say
up yet.
sorry.
What babies?
These little aren't these little robots things? It's babies. Is that the babies?
Oh, that's so cute. Jesse.
It's just
I
you
beat
know.
about 3.
You shoot the monstrosity, but again,
In the
this,
eye. In the eye.
this doesn't seem to really do all that much to it, but make it mad. That one definitely made it mad. It's kind of like shooting somebody in the eye with a rubber band.
And I'm
It's pretty pissed
with
off.
him. I'm like, we're out of here.
Definitely made it mad. So what was that?
Hashtag meltdown.
Oh,
Oh, did it actually come through?
I think it did.
Yeah.
Meltdown.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh, there
There
goes.
it is.
That's so nice.
Thank you.
So what is it you're going to do then, Jesse?
Return its baby.
Return its baby.
These things that you got behind they have no real resemblance to it other than including.
Well,
metal.
they're both made of gears. I mean, there's got to be
That
something.
one's definitely a living thing underneath, and these things were living things at one point. Probably people. Whatever that is has 4 legs, so probably not people.
But they're metal and it's covered in electricity. Short it out.
Yeah.
But it's the distinct difference of 2-leg thing, 4-leg thing. Probably not
Okay,
related.
but now they are 4-legged things.
That's true.
Oh
They
yeah,
made the
they're
beast with
4-legged
4
things
legs.
together. And is the 4-legged thing hungry? Maybe it
I'm really
likes
glad
to
you
eat.
finished that up with greed.
It doesn't look like it has a mouth.
No mouth. How does it run? By the cranking thing? By gas? Like how is it going?
Science isn't Jesse's strong skill, nor is it Maddox's.
But it said,
Fumigator.
but I've got a strong brain.
She's smart, but science is not her strong skill.
So that sounds more
strong brain.
like
It's a strong brain.
I'm no science doctor, but
I've played one.
but I can
Smart
play.
enough to figure that something besides food keeps it alive.
Is it alive? Is that
Well,
what you would
whatever
call
it
it? Is it alive?
And there's still
See,
clouds
this
about.
Jessie is smart enough to ask herself these questions,
Ah.
but not educated enough to have the answers for it.
All right, and we're kind of running out of time to sit and ponder.
Yes, I'm a
Okay, so I guess the one thing I'm gonna do
Don't
is
shoot it in the eye. Makes it mad.
but it's got one eye. I would have done the same thing. You know what? I think I'm gonna do the same thing.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do is
So,
I'm gonna.
if this is chat's flood. It's full of gator men and zombies.
God damn it.
I suggest running. Quickly.
Full of
Hashtag
gator
cool
men?
rule.
What's going on?
There's something. It's full of zombies. It's just full of them.
If this is chat's flood, it's not a meltdown or anything.
Okay.
It's full of gator men and zombies. I suggest running.
Okay, so I'm gonna
But if-
untie.
Gator.
I'm gonna untie the gear pokers and like kind of scoot them on their way so I have less weight on my horse. And then just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna take my buffalo rifle and just like do what he did, but like Maddox buff, like do it more. Like anything he does, I do it
do you wanna use the Maddox
tenfold.
buff?
So I'm gonna take my buffalo rifle because it does have 4 legs, so maybe it could take it down because I'm smart. And I'm gonna take the buffalo rifle and I'm gonna point it right at the eye and I'm gonna shoot and I'm gonna do it more than him.
Well, using the buff means you're one better at whatever key roll. So what was your roll that you had? Do you remember?
Well, hashtag meltdown. We need more fun. Please use it.
What is it?
We don't know.
So
sorry, I
Maddox
missed
is
that.
going to try and save him. Oh, of
Oh,
course.
2 meltdowns. We have
Yeah.
2 meltdowns now.
Right.
2 meltdowns. Of course, I always save the non-humans.
So you are the woman is much
You have a
quieter
14
in here.
shooting of 16.
At the
Fighting.
beginning of that.
Shooting
She has a
16.
14 on shooting.
14 on
16.
that will definitely
No, I got a
do it.
16 shooting.
What is? Oh, just,
At that point, the grenade goes off.
what's my buff do? I forgot what mine does.
Prison.
I don't have it in
words.
front of me, sorry.
It
Prison
says
words.
high tech, and this thing's got electricity in it. I feel like.
Oh no, that's Wyatt Buff. Andy
Oh,
Buff.
that's why. Never mind.
Andy Buff. No. Where are you?
Brony buff is high
Oh,
tech.
no. High tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, you understand gears.
But what does it do?
I don't believe that's the right one.
I don't think that's right either. That's
He had the aggro before.
Yeah, he has aggro.
It got redone. I think that's from the previous store. and it
What's
just
the
didn't get-
what's the aggro? What
Sorry.
is that?
Anything
I
that
can pull-
doesn't come after him, it has a harder time.
Yeah, I can pull aggro. Yeah.
The grenade explodes. Chunks of flesh that absolutely reek scatter all over the sides.
So they
I
are
kind of
some-
like it.
Metal, and where it had 6 like blade horn things, there's now maybe 3, and it looks very, very, very angry. Pax?
The description is wrong.
Hey, that's not.
No, the name is wrong.
The
The
name is
description
wrong.
is right.
I don't have the
Right.
description.
No, we don't have the
Yeah,
description,
we don't
so
have
it
the
doesn't matter.
description, So there you go.
We only have the names.
Perfect.
It's okay. It is nothing.
So, Pax?
It begins charging down the canyon towards you. I want you all to make roping and riding checks.
I mean, I gave it a sacrifice of the babies. I don't understand why.
don't worry.
I just want to point out.
Those are going to be included too. We're going to get all that, but I'm going to do a roping and riding check. Then we're going to have fun with the meltdown and a whole new round.
Oh, they went away. That's never a good thing.
So what are those roping and riding checks?
I got it. I beat it by 5.
Is that a 1 or a
Or was it
10?
open?
Is
You all
that
have to make
Yeah, I beat it by 5.
is
it
that
by
a 1 or a
5.
10?
John stays ahead of
Is
the
it 2
charging
zeros or a
monster.
1 and a 0?
1 0.
It's a 1.
Oh, okay, 7. Good. That's I beat it by 7.
Jesse James outrides the beast.
I am going to use my 1 additional +5 roll. Thank you, Chad. And I beat it by 3.
Doc outrides it. And Billy?
Yeah, I'm matching. So,
You matched it? That's still enough.
okay.
You managed to keep ahead of it barely, Billy. It is right behind you. As it's
Nipping at your
snorting and
heels.
charging. And the rain is getting harder and harder. Your horses are slipping.
And Leon is getting larger.
It does not look like it's going well. We're going to go into another round, but we're going to start this with a meta match. That means we're going to be swapping around who's inside of who, and I really didn't mean that to sound that way.
I did.
Oh, good. I might get to move.
Very much so.
What?
Well, you see, Chat hack attacked Tom to be able to be affected by things like this. So,
We're going to start on this end and work my way around. Tom. Tom's now in Jesse James.
Oh, don't you like it?
you know I do.
There you go. Right?
Swapping spots?
Oh,
You just swapping
sheets?
sheets.
Can I have your shirt too?
Sure.
And the thing,
It's only
Billy?
for one round. We're gonna have to be still close call.
right? No, I don't mind.
Billy
Do you
and
wanna
John
wear my
Wesley.
shirt?
Swap sheets.
Okay.
I ain't got no pants.
Oh, just worry about your avatar sheet.
Yeah.
Hang on to your pilot sheet.
Goodbye, Billy.
And it looks like you're actually going to be sitting this one out because your body's being occupied.
He's got you can offer tactical advice.
You will be offering tactical advice just like Tom usually does.
No, that's you.
Yep, you are now in Doc Holliday's body for this round.
I'm Doc Holiday.
Yep.
For this round, you guys have
He's Tom.
swapped
You're Tom.
bodies.
You're Tom. Here's. Oh, well then. I don't
Welcome,
mind.
Chad. I don't know why I averted my eyes when the entirety of chat just saw that.
Did you get that shirt from Johnny Appleseed?
Viewership just went up double.
4 people.
I could give you my bralette
All
instead.
right. Now, whoever's currently in the body of John Wesley Harding, it is your turn.
Oh, that's me. Great. Sorry for a moment.
Wait, does that mean we're in? Do these?
That
switch?
part stays the same.
Okay.
Just your.
You can have my.
Yours
shirt.
different bodies for this round. It's very disorienting and fun. What can you do with that John Wesley Harding body over there,
I
James?
mean, I've got some murderous rage, plus some super strength.
That is something you notice right away about being in that body. Wow, John wants to kill everyone. Like everyone.
Everyone. Wow, never want to.
Only sheer pragmatism that he doesn't want to be the last human alive.
Well, let's see.
He seems like he wakes up every morning and tries to come up with a list of people to kill before he kills himself.
Oh boy, that's does that fuel? my
Everybody wakes
strength
up with
the
morning
way that it
vendetta,
fueled
right?
Rita's
Oh, yeah, like-
strength?
I believe we have broken waffle point.
We have
Yes.
broken waffle.
So
point.
yes, that you now have one use of your waffle unlocked ability.
Okay.
You're special.
Oh, I am special. Cool.
Your special buff can be used once. Only once.
Once?
Then it's gone.
What time is it? Let's see. Okay, great. I'm going to with my super strength. Well, now here's the question. Do I want to pull my friends out of this ravine, if that's possible, or do I want to start this random battle off of this?
Do we each get a waffle point?
You each have one on your sheet. You know, it says towards the bottom of your pilot's sheet.
And it's use it or lose
Mine
it.
is taking the form of things you've seen.
Oh, you could be.
Oh, but you can only use yours.
Yeah, only you can use yours. Only she can use hers. Only, you know what I mean? It's
I
unique.
know, but if you pull us out, except me, maybe we can go cyborg against cyborg.
So that it helps you understand you take on the form. So you look like that thing. This does not change who or what you are.
Oh
What
yeah,
you
I
are.
mean, but I would be huge and I'd look like him and
Would look
distract
very,
him.
very big and nasty.
Maybe seduce it.
Seduce the flood monster. That's a good idea.
And it doesn't change your size, which is kind of unfortunate.
There's no
It's
identity.
strictly
It's
appearance.
size.
So I'm a little version
You would be a
of
little
that.
version. What it's
You
mostly
can
used
make
for.
it think you were. It's
What it would mostly
There you go.
grab the baby. What it mostly would be used for, say you wanted to look exactly like John Wesley, you could look exactly like John Wesley. Or
Well, but I want to
Doc
look like
Holliday,
this thing.
Or any other person that you ran across. You could be that person, sound like that person. You wouldn't have any of their thoughts, you wouldn't do any of the special stuff that they might do, or be as strong as they were if they're strong. But on the other hand, also the reverse, if you made yourself appear to be someone who's very weak, Maddox is not weak, and she won't be weak even if she makes herself appear to be weak. You
Like,
will
if we
always
ever
be
needed an
who you
edict
are
from
inside.
King Ted.
But that waffle ability allows you to appear as something else. It's just appearance. So only
I still like the
appearance.
idea.
Well,
So as
murderous
much
rage.
as looking like it would help you, think of it what would looking like it would. That's all it would do.
Yeah.
You would only look like it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be it. Wouldn't be as strong as it. Wouldn't be as tough as it. Wouldn't be the same species of creatures. You would only look like it.
Okay.
So
Got
if that would be useful to you, that's a great thing to do.
Awesome.
But if not, save that for something that would be more useful to do that.
Okay.
You got to decide what's useful for you.
Right.
Okay,
Now, in the body of John Wesley, we
in
have
the
Andy
body
James.
of John Wesley, with my murderous rage and my super strength, I feel like murderous rage is not going to save my friends. It's probably instead going to jump on the damn thing and start pulling pieces off of it. But I'm pretty sure that I still have a bullet time up there.
You do.
On the list.
You do.
So
You could use them both.
I'm gonna do that thing and rip the damn thing apart.
There are 5 physical actions. I'm not really sure what skill you should be rolling for this.
Fighting.
Yeah, give me
athletics,
fighting. Give me a fighting roll.
Intimidate.
Give me a fighting roll. on
Fighting
it.
roll. Okay.
And you will give me 5 of them because bullet time.
Great.
To represent your rapid speed as you're trying to rip this thing into little pieces with your bare hands.
Aye. Okay. Well, oh, it's jumping. Okay, beat by 2.
Excellent.
And still jumping. Beat by 4. Beat by a lot. 11.
Beat by Greg.
Beat by 8. How many did I do?
All of them were successful.
Beat by 8. Sorry. Beat by 6.
You rip plate after plate, and flesh comes off with it. And it is not looking to be in very good condition when you are done with it. It's bleeding everywhere, if you can call it blood. It's oil, blood. You're not really sure. And a couple of those cranks have been torn off, and it is much slower than it was when it started, but it is still moving.
Jesus.
Who was in the body of Billy the Kid? Billy the Kid.
Don't you
So-
hurt my body.
Can really quickly, just taking a look at this thing, can you describe physically sort
What's
of
left?
well what's left and like what the stature is? How it's on 4
Now
legs.
that she's ripped pieces off,
Yeah.
you've seen an elephant in a picture before, and it
Uh-huh.
looks like this was, at one point, before Edison got a hold of it, an elephant.
No, no.
But it's not anymore.
Does it move like an elephant?
Sort of.
How much room is there in the canyon?
Quite a bit in this spot, but it gets really narrow up ahead.
That's
where you
fine.
can
No,
ride.
I don't need up ahead. I need here. So riding and roping is 12. All right. Red leader, standing by. I'm gonna rope its legs and ride around it and take it down
Like in that old movie?
like
It's like
that
really
really old
old
movie.
Yeah.
How the West Was Won.
I was thinking Star Wars
I'm-
when they take the ship.
and then we drag it to a nice narrow part of the canyon so it blocks whatever flies.
And then you
that's
drag
right.
it. Oh, yeah.
So yeah,
And then we make electricity because we made a dam.
I'm gonna A-wing the hell out of it.
Give me a roping and riding check. Give me 2 of them. One for the riding
Okay.
capability, one for the roping capability.
Ooh. That's
I
amazing.
beat it. Nope, I did not beat it for the first one.
The riding? Alright, I'm going to let it make an attack on you as you ride through.
Okay, unless I could just use your points. No.
You should.
And I missed it by 1 again.
Alright. Your roping is thrown off by it trying to slam into you as you ride by. I'm going to make a physical attack against you, which is not going to be successful. Your riding is too quick for it to crush you, but
My riding is so bad, it can't hit me because I'm
but the
not.
swing throws you off your game and you're not
Yeah.
able to get the lasso around the leg. 22 would be whoever's in the body of Doc Holliday.
See these two
That would be me.
phone booth stop by.
So nothing happened.
He tried. It looks like he was trying to rope one of the legs, but he just couldn't get it.
And
I just can't get a grip on
zombie
the saddle with
elephant.
No pants.
It has not changed course.
Is it tripped or is
It
it?
has not changed course.
Okay. If I open up a loot box now, will I be able to use it?
Theoretically, I mean, assuming it's something you can use.
What do you have a cotton gin?
No.
No,
Thank
you
you for
got-
asking. I have a hot liquid Gatling gun,
Oh, we can use that still. So I'm gonna use.
especially since it's now exposed.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, Tom. This is good. Thank you,
You're
Tom.
dressed much better now.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
You are 15% more attractive now.
At least 15%.
At
less
least
attractive,
15%.
but 15% better dressed.
You're underselling yourself on the better dress.
You are really underselling yourself on the better dress.
Unless
Okay.
your name is Magnum PI, you shouldn't be wearing Hawaiian shirts.
Well, I'm gonna
I am
take.
not Tom. My name is Magnum PI.
Well, it is Thomas Magnum, isn't it?
Thank you, Tom. I'm gonna take my coffee gun and I'm gonna
3 shooting rolls.
3 shooting rolls.
Gatling weapon.
Oh,
Poor
Give him
Richard
a
Gatling
towel.
can't make anything that's not a weapon.
Give him
Can
a
I-
venti drip and leave him
yeah, I was
with
gonna
it.
say not even coffee. Like make it.
No, that
chai
wasn't
tea.
really meant to be a weapon.
It makes delicious coffee.
It does. It was meant to be.
It just shoots it at 60 foot-pounds of energy per second,
But
long
apparently,
distances.
it's real hot if it can melt skin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
basketball game it was used at did not go well.
Yeah, there we go.
They replaced the t-shirt gun with these. Oh, you
Okay,
probably did
8. I beat it by half. How many? 2, you said?
3.
3. I met it.
that. No, you beat it by 2.
6-6?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
you're doing great.
You're doing
There he goes.
fantastic.
I'm gonna shoot it with coffee,
The
hot
best
tea,
part of waking up
beat it by a
is
single.
More of that wonderful aroma of.
But make it
Beautiful,
chai
perfect
tea, like
coffee.
cinnamon,
Oh, you want
spicy.
chai?
Just make it
Beautiful aroma of
spicy.
chai tea. It's
Chai
great.
tea.
And then it hits
Immediately
putrid, putrid, rotting flesh and begins melting it, and those smells just blend together in this wonderful bouquet.
Smells like
Particularly bad as
barbecue.
close as you are.
Oh.
You're not sure you'll ever get the smell out of your not pants.
More like puke-a-derm. Oh, God.
What sound does it make
Now
when
we
it's getting
next
burned?
would have whoever's in the body of Jesse James will be going now.
That would be me. I am a rootin' tootin' cowboy.
Girl,
Cowgirl.
woman,
Reverse.
Cowgirl. Cowgirl.
Cow person.
cow person.
I like it. All right. What's left?
You've still got that nasty creature. It's not down yet. It is not in good shape, though. It's a mixture of cooked chai tea and flesh. Half of the metal in its body has been thrown about all over the canyon walls.
Still got eyes though, don't it?
It has AI.
AI.
It has AI. Yeah, I made that joke.
It has AI. Well, we can't have that. I'm taking that away. I don't take penalties on called shots because I'm Jesse James. So I'm
This is true.
a trick shot that eye
Excellent.
with that 45-70 Buffalo rifle because I don't want the eye to be there when I am done shooting it.
Would you like to borrow the use of this lovely dice tray that I have?
I would
That is really
love
cool.
to.
This was an amazing gift from Christian and Maggie Doyle from Gen Con.
Aww.
I believe you will need that dice.
Okay.
I don't know why we did
And that's a shooting roll, right?
Shooting roll, correct.
Oh. Yeah, I beat that by 7. Because I'm Jesse and James.
And with the
Atta
shot
girl.
heard through the canyon, Tom/Jesse James fells the beast. You really weren't supposed to kill that thing. I'm impressed. However, weather has gotten much, much worse in this preceding round, and as we switch back into your bodies, I need everyone to make untrained boating rolls as the canyon floods.
What do
Boating Boating rolls.
Boating rolls.
Oh no!
Everyone on the zombie elephant.
Uh-oh.
Boating rolls.
Welcome to Zombie Elephant Entertainment.
Zombie elephant. What?
So,
I don't have
boating-
a boating.
Oh, you don't have boating? You have boating?
Yeah.
Well, then
Oh,
you-
with Maddox has boating.
Yeah, Maddox has boating.
Yeah.
Yep.
So should I go back one to? But I don't want to use a bigger die.
You got it.
Well, you've
D12
got
plus 2.
several meta points. You could go.
We've got 3 to use.
You might be the only person who can save them from drowning.
Oh God.
I've got
Well,
boating-
can I go
I've
as
got
a?
boating as Wyatt as
Okay.
well.
We have to go back one. So whose turn? It's not my turn yet, though.
If you've got higher
you're out
boating,
of combat, so however you want to do things now is
Okay.
if you've got higher
you're going
boating,
to
go
spend
ahead.
What do you
points.
have? I have 10.
If you're going to spend meta
18.
points to him now,
You do the boating.
Okay.
You do the boating.
Spend the meta points.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn those
boo.
meta points.
So are you burning 2 or are you burning 3?
I will burn 2.
Remember, Chad gets to keep them.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
They're already so far ahead.
They are so far ahead.
Well, they have yet to score one of Tom's.
Let's
secret
just address
achievements.
the elephant in the canyon. They're really far.
They haven't.
Even
close.
I know.
That's a 9 against my 18.
Oh my god.
Well, let's see.
There's
that
room
make
for
it
all of us on
11,
this door.
13, 15 with 3 people on. You managed to save your friends from drowning from the great flood of 1870 that travels throughout.
Don't let go, Chad.
Thank you.
Go.
Thank you for high
Hanging
boating
on to them,
skills.
you are. That's like a whitewater rafting ride, except it's brown and being shared with elephant
Gator man
parts
and-
and
Zombies.
yeah, it's
Where's
really
our horse?
unpleasant. It's like nothing.
I really hope you
My
did
partner
find
back.
pants in your pack.
I
Because this
hope
is
so
gross.
too.
Where?
Got some
Where?
swampy bugs.
Oh, it's like the boat ride from Willy Wonka and
Yes.
the chocolate.
And then it washes you out of these canyons onto a plane, and the water
Is it washing us
spreads.
in the right direction?
South
the ocean?
fish.
Yeah, we're toward the Gulf.
South
We're
fish.
actually toward the Gulf, right?
As the water spreads out, it loses some of its force and strength, and you're able to regain your footing outside of the canyons. It takes you several hours to round up your horses and wring out your
Oh, they
clothes.
survived?
It is still pouring down rain.
It's
night
taking
is
me
beginning
less
to
time
fall
to get
in.
my clothes out because I've only got a shirt.
There's no drying out in this. But as night falls, you believe you
better
can
believe
make
it.
out the distant lights of a homestead, a campfire, a ranch. I'm not sure. To the south.
Since I'm back on the Wyatt side of thing, I don't have night vision.
Oh.
It's quite a distance. You think it might be like a home or a ranch or something like that.
Okay.
Not a campfire. Not much you're sure of. Several miles.
Would you care to mosey?
What's Mosey?
Mosey.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is a miserable half hour or so walk of the horses.
I accidentally nosebleed.
If I had extra dice, I would be throwing them.
Thank
right
you.
now. I just want you to know that.
But he doesn't.
He doesn't.
He
So-
took them all away because he knew that I would do that.
He's a sneaky person.
You have no idea. You
He's
get
a
closer
leaky
to this
person.
ranch, and you can definitely see there's a light on. But there's no horses in their corral, and the gate is hanging loosely open. The barn doors are open, and the front door is hanging off of a hinge.
Oh, shit. I mean, golly.
All kinds of things.
Well, remember that stealth and investigation that I have?
I do.
I can't stop
vaguely
thinking
do,
about
which
it.
is weird, yeah.
That was really awkward.
Why are you all thinking about it? I'm fucking stealthy, goddammit.
Yeah.
We call
Yeah,
it
yeah,
a
yeah,
bottomless whisper.
Speaking of bottomless, can I borrow?
No corduroys. They don't rub.
So what exactly are you doing?
I feel like I should, take a look around. And also, I'm real fast, so I can hightail it the fuck out.
By yourself?
Well, if she's so fast and smart and got her magnifying glass, just go take a quick and then come back and report to us.
I feel like I'm being thrown to the wolves. When it was my idea, it was okay. Now I'm worried.
No, I'm being honest. Like, you're fast. We're not.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna check it out.
Give me a stealth roll while you
Stealth
approach
roll.
the house.
I really want some Ovaltine. Just looking to
Okay.
I
Great.
love rich chocolate Ovaltine.
I beat that by
It's
9.
fantastic.
Billy takes a few steps away, and then you lose her in the dark.
It's because I'm stealthy.
You sneak closer to the house. Yes, you get the corral's definitely hanging open. Nobody shut it. Barn doors open. You can smell.
Can I smell anything after all of the putrid flesh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Smells same like something
Speaking
something
of bar
died.
doors open,
Something died.
Smells like something died.
Okay.
You get closer and you get up on the porch. That door is hanging off. It's got thick gouges in it. Sets of them on the sides.
Great.
And there's blood stains old on the porch.
Old?
Old blood stains.
Old.
Maybe
There
a
are
few
still
days at
lights
least.
on.
Don't accidentally grab chaps. Defeats the purpose.
Great. Is it?
That's you made it as far as the porch.
I've made it as far as the porch.
Blood stains, doors hanging off its hinges, and there's gouges in it.
Guys, we shouldn't go in there. Let's skip this one and keep writing. No? Okay.
So much for being hidden. She yells from the porch. You can now see her.
Oh, hey!
There she is.
Gosh.
She was slick until then.
Boy, I really hope that no writer I know who has an ongoing desire to do a very specific type of Western story had anything to do with this.
That was the first episode of the Old West we did.
Oh, cool.
We heard in zombies.
No zombie hurting.
I was thinking more Wild West World.
What now, Billy?
Oh.
Are we all up with her?
You could be if you wanted. You've seen her now, so obviously she's not being stealthy anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
you're not hiding yourself. We'll all go join. We'll go join.
Again,
So
that
we're-
corral's hanging open.
We're on the porch.
Yeah, both corrals are hanging open. You might want to see to it.
The golden corral.
I asked for pink.
The Golden Corral. That's a completely different.
Oh God.
3 is a perfect time for dinner. What are you talking about? It's Old West. Is it supper?
What'd you
I
find
forget.
that we
I
should
found
leave?
bloodstains and gouges, and maybe we should.
As you get approached, guys, you can see all those things I just described earlier. Thick gouges in the door, bloodstain on the porch. That's as far as you made it. Corral's open. The barn doors are open. With your night vision, you can see that there's no animals or attack. The still saddles hanging like somebody could have saddled up horses. Weird that the horses be gone. The saddles.
Wait, the horses are gone? Are the individual doors inside the corral open, or are
Yeah.
the horse? Okay, so they weren't like plucked out.
They're all open.
I want to try and look in through any of the windows to see if I can.
You can see in through one of the windows, and the light source is kind of like a funky-looking lamp-looking device, and you can clearly see the Tesla logo on the side of it.
Tesla.
Well, let's try a hashtag system shock.
We're switching again?
Ooh.
No,
I
System
do
Shock's
like
this guy,
System
right?
Shock.
It's
Oh
not up, though.
gosh.
No, it's not up. It's okay because I wouldn't want to waste it. I really want to use a System Shock to actually troll you rather than just do it at the end.
All right.
Great, thanks.
Does anyone have a pigeon?
Anyway, it's one of the it's one of Tesla's lamp systems that allow people to have ever-present light.
So this could have been.
They're marketed
Shining
all
for a
throughout
long
from
time.
Yosemite.
Oh, okay.
They're sold all throughout from Yosemite. It's a
So
very
that
popular
doesn't
home
necessarily
product.
mean that there's anyone in there that could wish us harm.
Well, their great abilities, they're perpetual.
How
It's a
portable?
light source that stays on forever.
Let's take
How
it with us
portable
and
are
keep
they?
going.
About that big.
Take it.
Yeah.
Provides about the light
If
of a
nobody's
house
there,
lamp.
I
It's nothing really particularly fancy, but
Honestly,
Doesn't plug
with
into anything.
with the way
Cool.
that this place is looking, I don't think anyone is in that house.
Well, we'll check. I mean, you never know. Maybe there was a wrathful god and they just put it on the door jam. I don't
Okay,
know.
you know what? I will be
it's one of the
brave.
great little Tesla devices. Once they get them going, they continue to function. But it's a lamp that if you turn it off,
System
it
shock
doesn't
through.
just turn back on again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think of it as having juice in it from electricity that stays in it as long as it is running. And when it stops running, now you have to put electricity into it again.
Okay.
It will only stay running while it's running. Tesla's brilliant.
So
Still seems like it could be useful.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, you have a light source in 18 or 1780. So.
I would like to creep inside the house.
Bloodstains on the floor. There's like a children's room. The bed is
no.
completely ruined, shredded to pieces. The mattress covers bloodstains on it. Streaks across the floor like something was dragged out. The master bedroom is worse.
Dragged out the door we're entering?
I was like, where's this
Dragged
trail
out the
of
door
blood?
that it came in. Looks like something clawed that door open, or pried that door open, or hit it with something. And there's a murder scene essentially with no bodies.
Now it's still cloudy, right?
It's less now. The giant storm is moving on to go and plague some other poor group of people.
Naturally.
Can we see the moon by chance?
Yes, you can.
What's it look like?
Half.
Next thing, zombie robots and
What's
werewolves.
the next thing?
But there is, a fireplace in here, and you find some pants, Billy.
So,
What's the
They're
fire?
for a little boy, but
They fit you fine.
how's the
Billy is a kid.
I wear size 12 in the boys section.
How's the fire looking? How long ago was it probably?
A few days.
Okay.
But there's kindling set up there.
Is the blood dry as well?
Yeah, the blood is dry and crusty.
Let's stay here. It's nice.
It just kind of smells.
I don't know.
But I
It
mean,
feels homey to me. I don't know why.
it's better than any conditions you've had. You have been riding hard for weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
Trying to
Some of that
stay
It's
ahead of
shelter
these-
and it's a roof.
I mean, it might not be a usable bed, it might not be the best places, and there might be
I don't
bloodstains.
know, the
But all
pillows
four of
have
you
been
have slept
fucked.
in worse places in the past month.
Yeah.
Way worse places.
According to the moon, what time is it?
You're about half through the moon's, well, that's not time-wise, it's about half moon,
Well,
Halfway through the month.
I'm just wondering what time it is, though.
Well, there was a full moon, but you found pants.
It's fairly late in the evening.
Dad joke.
Dad joke.
Dad joke. Okay, I vote. Do we have our horses?
You still have your horses?
Does the barn
Does it
have
feed 'em?
food like
Oh
hay
yeah,
and
the barn's
stuff?
set up. You've got feed, hay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, the barn actually looks like it might be a better place to stay than the house. There's no bloodstains.
Yep.
The barn is covered. It's got a roof.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
gonna carry the lamp into the barn.
Okay. Okay, so we're sleeping in the barn.
This looks like it was
That's a
someone's
mood.
nice.
The song "Here Comes the Sun" is really dirty.
Yes. And in fact, here comes the sun.
But we're all rested,
Oh yeah, you sleep like the dead.
like babies.
See, I knew
See,
you
I
were
worry
going to
about
use that expression.
Oh yes. And you wake groggily in the morning to the sound of many horses and the voices of men outside.
Oh,
and this
shit.
is precisely where I want to stop today's episode of the Metaverse.
Oh.
Oh.
I was gonna get some coffee.
Thank you all for joining me today. Thank you for joining us. And let me look for my notes so I can do this right.
Right.
Because I'm still terrible at being a host, guys.
No, man, you're doing a great job.
The
Sorry,
stream.
Ross.
Be sure to thank Comcast.
Thank you for watching Project Metaverse. Make sure you watch next week if you want to see what happens next. Check out that Strowers trailer. Really do. The Strowers trailer is really, really cool if you haven't
Now
seen
there
it.
is one that's not
Awesome.
like Instagram size, right? There's the full
There's
one
full.
on YouTube.
It's great.
Okay.
Check out Strowers. The Journey Quest 3.5. Check out all the Zoe line of products. They're all great. We love you all. Thank you all so much.
Yep. Don't forget Journey Quest. Journey Quest. Journey Quest.
Yes, Journey
Thank
Quest.
you.
Keep saying Journey Quest over and over again.
I really want to see
I
that
need
season.
to be green again.
Luke would really
I need to
appreciate
be
if you
green.
funded Journey Quest.
I really would. Sincerely.
I'd like to see all these things. Again, I love you all. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.